Good morning. It is 7 a.m. on Thursday, December 29th. In Baton Rouge, you can expect clear skies with a high of 54. Coming up on OTB, LSU Bowl previews and more. You can follow the show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN or watch on the 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. Hour 1 of OTB, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome in Friday morning, the last show of 2023, the last OTB, Jake. Kind of crazy to think about, man. What a year it was. A Heisman Trophy, maddening defense. Some good, some bad, and we're going to do this thing one last time as LSU and Wisconsin are going to square up Monday morning, 11 a.m. Bowl season's heating up. Great games last night from college football. Some NFL talk to be had as well as the absurdity of the Joe Flacco rebirth continues here at 39 years old. It is wild what Joe Flacco's doing with the Browns. So it's going to be a very fun show today. It's Friday. I'm sure everyone has very fun New Year's Eve plans. Probably for the first time in my life, Jake, we've actually got adult New Year's Eve plans. And I am very excited about it.
How did you get that done?
I don't know. My wife set it all up.
Oh, well, that's how you got it done.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty easy.
But I think a babysitter or either out early, out and about. I don't know. I'm excited though.
I mean, you don't care. It got done.
Yeah. I don't even know what the schedules. I don't know what we're doing, but I know there's gonna be no kids and there's gonna be drinking. And generally, I've never really partied in New Year's, so I am very excited for that. And so I guess the point of that is saying I may be a little ADD during the show today, as there's a lot that I want to get to. There's a million things I want to talk about, which means that I might just jump from thing to thing as it comes into my head. Not the least of which is we continue our cast of wonderful rotating producers behind the glass there. Today we have Grant and Cassie. What's up? Welcome back. How we feeling? Jesse did a great job filling your shoes yesterday. I didn't get a top 5 Christmas list from her, but how did your Christmas end up?
Christmas was pretty good,
yeah,
except for the fact that I got pink eye right after.
Yeah, that's not exactly what you wanted to get from Santa, but man.
Well, it wasn't from Santa. I think it was from her sister.
Yeah, that's true. That is the word on the medical streets. What about you, Grant? Did you get everything you wanted for Christmas?
Yeah. Well, except New Orleans franchises being good, but everything else, 99%, right?
Yeah,
that's called a prayer, not a present. Yeah,
fair.
I'm a little disconcerted, Jake, in that I'm about
disconcerting signals.
Yeah, I'm getting disconcerting signals in that if you were to combine both of these two ages right here, I think we're dangerously close to topping them.
Oh.
Unfortunately,
let's see.
I know Cassie's 20.
Just turned 25.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm
20. So you were looking at a 45 overall.
45, 38.
Yeah, and I'm about to be 35.
Yeah. All right.
We keep getting older, and they keep getting younger. Damn.
McConaughey tried to tell us.
All right, whatever. Let's have ourselves a show today. I figure we'll open talking LSU, Wisconsin about to go down. Even though in last night's games, some insight could be gained into maybe a bit of what LSU has to look forward to. And I would say Oklahoma was in a somewhat similar spot in the Alamo Bowl last night with getting eyes on their future. Jackson Arnold getting out there and playing for the first time. Of course, Dylan Gabriel going to Oregon, kind of being shown the door to Oregon. And it was an up and down affair for Arnold, right?
Yep.
Bad at the beginning, really good during those middle portion where they go from down 13-0 to up 24-13. You have that crazy pass popping out the receiver's arms, 88-yard touchdown return from Arizona, and then it was really all Arizona from then on out. So I think Oklahoma fans are pretty much kind of got what they expect. It's a freshman quarterback, good, some bad, whatever.
Arizona's good.
Arizona's really good. We
Jet
can get
Fish
to that as
done
well.
a heck of a job, yeah.
Yeah, Jet Fish. They're a damn good football team. Fafita was great. It was a very fun game. Now there are a couple key differences though between Oklahoma, Jackson Arnold, and Garrett Nussmeier and LSU. First off, and the main one is Jackson Arnold is also working in an entirely new offensive line.
Right.
Due to transfers, NFL decisions, I think literally all 5 Oklahoma offensive linemen were new faces. So that was a patchwork, cobbled together team last night. Garrett Nussmeier is going to have the advantage of making his true debut behind the best offensive line in the country, in my opinion, and with 2 first-round NFL wide receivers on the outside. I would also say that the experience that Garrett Nussmeier has over a Jackson Arnold means that we should grade him a bit more harsh. And Wisconsin's not good, right? Wisconsin's not.
They're not. No.
They're not nearly as good as Arizona.
No.
And so this all comes together just to say that, like, if you're an Oklahoma fan, I understand being, bullish and a bit forgiving of some of the mistakes that Arnold made last night. I think it's okay for LSU fans to hold Nussmeier to a pretty high bar here.
It is so wild that Garrett Nussmeier has been here so long. We've seen him play so many times that he's never started a game.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to believe because it feels like, well, yeah, he started a game. And I mean, he's come in games early. Max Johnson gets a series against Arkansas a couple of years ago, and then Nussmeier comes in. He finishes the game, but no, we haven't seen him be a starter, go a full 60 minutes and be the guy. So I think a lot of us are looking forward to that because of what we think it can be. But I agree with you that the standard is going to be higher than it was last night for Arnold in Oklahoma. Arnold hadn't really played.
No.
I mean, he's gotten a spot
Less
duty
than
here
100
and there.
snaps.
So we hadn't really seen it. Like, there's a lot of talent there. Arizona, as we said, much better than Wisconsin. You've got your weapons. Not only receiver, offensive line, tight ends, running backs. You've got everything. Like, this is LSU minus Jaden Daniels. Like, that's what you have. And so for Nussmeier, like, he has the opportunity, and also he knows these weapons. Like, he's not coming in from somewhere, and this is his first year at LSU.
True.
Like, a lot of these guys are his recruiting class. Like, he's been with these guys since he was in high school, right? Going to camps and different things. And so, no, there's a rapport there, and I'm expecting him to go out there and have a big day.
Yeah, I mean, I think he will too. Like, we were predicting, I think all the elements are coming together for him to dominate and for the Nuss bus to really gain some steam. It's just interesting to me to watch each team kind of manage what bowl season has become. And a lot of people have decried what bowl season has become. I think, I don't know if making a good or bad value judgment means anything, because that's going to be so opinion-based. It's definitely different than it's ever been before, but it also remains deeply interesting, right? Watching a team, like, you're going to tell me that win didn't mean a ton to Arizona last night? That was huge. Cole Kublik had an incredible post-game interview, and I saw this just before the show started, so I don't really know the full extent of this story, but he's talking to one of Arizona's captains who dominated last night, Martell Irby, and talking about how, 2 years ago he was living out of his Kia. He didn't have a scholarship or anything. He walks on, right? Like, this Arizona team, which everybody thought was awful entering the year. I think I ranked Jed Fish like second to last in Pac-12 coaches entering the year. There was just no expectation, and then they were awesome. But it's not just like a team that really wants it like that. It means them to. Even like USC finishing on a win was really big for them after the Max exodus, trying to get some positivity going forward. Oklahoma now enters the offseason with insecurity. How they're going to do another 8 months of mental gymnastics. And so, like, what will LSU's fate be? That's what I'm going to be intrigued to see on Monday. Will we be excited about Nuss? Will we be yelling and stamping our feet about Matt House? Like what will be the big takeaways that will set the tone for the long dark of the offseason?
Yeah, so the Arizona player, he actually, I think he was 4 years at UCLA, retired from football. I think he had a medical retire and then got healthy and then came back.
Wow.
Walked on at Arizona to get an opportunity and earned, to be a captain for that team. So it is a great story. You're right about USC. They certainly showed up. They were excited. And that's kind of what you want to see. You want to see your team be able to go out there, have some excitement, want to be there. Because at the end of the day, if you're there, you're there. And the last thing that you want to do is put bad film out there, right? And so the players that are available, you'd like to see them go out. Like even the Texas Bowl we talk about all the time where you had less than 40 scholarship players, like at least the players there, you could tell they wanted to be there. And, you got John Trey Kirkland out there throwing 3 touchdown passes. Like that's what you want to see from your team. I fully expect to see that from LSU. Like Mekhi Wingo had surgery, missed most of the year, and is coming back for this bowl game.
Damn.
Like that's what it means to him to be able to go out there and play and put on the uniform. And so I am excited because I do think that the level of play is going to be high energy from LSU. I think it's going to be high execution because you've got your guys. Now, like we know why Malik Neighbors is playing, but that's still awesome that he's going out there and he wants to be the all-time leading receiver in LSU history. That means something, right? I mean, you've got guys that are probably going to end up in gold jackets that have been here and played receiver. So love the fact that everybody is locked in, ready to go. And this Wisconsin team, they have struggled, but how different will they look now with extra practices and different things? I mean, it's still Wisconsin. It's still a quality program and a very quality head coach in Luke Fickell. So I'm expecting LSU to come out fully engaged and go out there, and I expect them to win the game.
Yeah, LSU's offense should absolutely dominate. It's the defense that's the big question. The defense should do very well. Wisconsin's dairy rate hasn't worked against much or many this year, but again, all bets are off with the film that defense has put on tape thus far. Nookie says, I've really enjoyed the Arizona resurgence. Mind-boggling they lost to Mississippi State. It's a great testament to how teams can grow during a season. I think that's also a testament to the idea, even though a team is not a single organism, you can kind of think and move as one. And I don't think that Arizona team at the beginning of the season, Jake, realized how good they could be. Like sometimes it takes fighting a really good team, like very close to suddenly get some of that juice. Sometimes it takes winning a game you maybe thought you weren't going to, and all of a sudden, okay, well, no, we can do this. And Arizona's season is a prime example of that, as they just got better and more confident and better every single week after, what was it, like a 3-3 start, maybe even, and just finished now with a 10-win season. Alamo Bowl. I mean, Arizona just beat Oklahoma, and I know the new offensive line, new quarterback, all that stuff, but the score and the brands on that scoreboard still matter.
Yep.
Arizona just beat Oklahoma by 14 to win 10 games. That's crazy.
It is.
That's a program that was dead in the water a couple years ago.
Oh, I mean, when Jedd Fisch takes it over from Kevin Sumlin was 5-7, 4-8, 0-5. That's the program that he took over. And he went 1-11 in his first year. And then last year, 5-7, and had a couple of good wins. Like they beat San Diego State, and they were, I think like a 2-touchdown dog going into that game. And so they had some good wins for them, and now they're 10-3. So that's what you want to see. You want to see continued growth from your head coach, and they've certainly done that. And we talked about it yesterday. Their 3 losses, I mean, overtime. Yeah, it was Mississippi State, but on the road in the SEC, on the road against USC.
And before they knew how good they were. Like if they played Mississippi State today, they would smash them.
On the road against USC when you should have gone for 2. We talked about that at the time.
That's right.
And then Washington, you lose by a touchdown.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, you're.
Oh, man.
I feel like T-Bob having to clear the throat. I'm holding the mute button when I'm not talking.
The nose, the throat.
It's not good. It's not good. But
entering the new year feeling great.
Yeah, feeling great. And it's not like I have 3 shows coming up in the next 2 days for the Sugar Bowl. But so they can parlay this, though, into some real success. I mean, now with a 12-team playoff, going to a new conference, like the world is truly your oyster for some of these
Hey, they're
teams.
going to
Ole
Big
Miss
12.
and Penn State and Arizona.
Oh, yeah, they will be projected near the top of the Big 12. I would
I think
imagine
they absolutely will. Like there's now a spot. We talked about it with Oklahoma State yesterday. Like who's going to go take the reins? Who's going to be the new crown jewel of the Big 12? You got Arizona, you got Arizona State, you got Colorado, Utah heading into your league. Can it be Oklahoma State? Can it be one of the teams that still left over? I mean, the dynamics have completely changed now with the expanded playoff.
And look, I know we should probably be more LSU focused, but as I said, like a lot of college football's in the air, and I'm going to really struggle with being distracted today because there's so much stuff to talk about. But, Brent Venables. And I know all the focus is going to be on Jackson Arnold and the offense and the offensive line, everything, or Jackson Arnold mainly. And yes, the 1,000 turnovers that ended up with like 16 deflated balls on the Arizona Cactus Sword did not help the defense. But like, again, the defense is supposed to be the thing for Venables. And on a night where you have 5 sacks and I think like 11 TFLs, you still give up 31 offensively. And like when you had to come up with stops, you just kept getting beat time and time again. It's just interesting, man.
Good thing they don't have a tough schedule next year.
That's what I'm saying. Now they're in the SEC and they got the worst draw, like the much worse draw out of them in Texas. It's, I don't know. I have a weird relationship with Oklahoma fans where, you know, they got very mad at me and then it felt like I had to eat crow. They go and beat Texas, but then they immediately blow the next 2 games and they finished in a 2. But now this happens. The Brent Venables tenure at Oklahoma is so hard to decipher as to whether or not it's actually going well outside looking in.
Well, the expectation was built to go college football playoff every single year. Not do anything once you got there, but to at least get there.
But you talk to Dusty. I mean, you know these Oklahoma cats, they're still kind of like in on Venables. Like they still think that he's doing a very good job moving the right way.
Well, Venables was there when Dusty was there too.
True.
You know, I mean, it's like when Pelini came back. I was really excited. I love Bo.
I was too, dude. He was my scout team coach. Oh, yeah.
It turned out great for us.
All right, look, you want to get involved, youtube.com/1045ESPN. What are you most looking forward to in the LSU Bowl game? We'll come up with something more interesting than just Nuss. Although, obviously, right? Like how much pressure he's under, but that is the thing.
I'm excited about Mekhi Wingo. Getting back healthy.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Maybe getting eyes on him. I mean, well, okay, you know what? Let's get into some of the defensive things that we're looking for on the other side. Also, we absolutely are going to talk Pop-Tarts Bowl as the edible mascot was a resounding success. What I originally thought was a cop-out, they ended up really selling me on. Big win, too, for Kansas State. So a ton to get to. YouTube.com/1045ESPN. If you want to get involved, more OTB coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Community Steel Company, CommunitySteelCo.com. You go see them in Gonzales, Louisiana today for all of your steel needs, man. They got a live and local sales team, which means you form relationships. They understand your business, what it needs. But it's not just business, right? You need some personal steel buildings, maybe like housing RV, something like that. They got you, man. All the sheet metal, purlin, tubing. It's all made right there on site. You can go see it, touch it, feel it. The best prices, the best people. Community Steel Company.
You're right about that, T. You can go have a conversation with them right in person in Gonzales, Louisiana. You can always pick up the phone and call them as well. We'll give you that number, but we want to sell Gonzales because that's what they are. They're local, right? They can help you today. They don't have to call. They don't have to ask for permission. They don't have to wait on someone to bring it to them. It's all right there in Gonzales, Louisiana. So go to the website today, CommunitySteelCo.com. You can go see them in Gonzales, or you can just pick up the phone, have a conversation with them. That's 225-647-2020.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Thank you, Acadiana, for over 56 years of allowing Corval Toyota in Opelousas to take care of you and your automotive needs. Enjoy this holiday season with family and friends. From the Corval Toyota family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other steel needs you or your business need at 225-647-2020.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps are held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app.
Join me for a Thursday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show presented by Rouse's. Luke Johnson on the Saints, Chris Blair on the Tigers, getting ready for LSU, Wisconsin, and the college football playoff. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. 104.5 ESPN. Talking bowl games, talking into the year, about to talk some Pop-Tarts as well. Europeans are still trying to figure out what the hell they witnessed on social media last night. Devin, Steve in the chat. Who's seen the Iron Claw? I have not, but I want to see it more. I already thought it looked good. That's that wrestling movie with Zac Efron about the brothers. I actually don't know about the real life people that it's based off of.
Yeah, I do. So I think that's my intrigue was I remember them.
Yeah, they were they on the old Southern wrestling circuit? What was it called?
I remember. I just remember the Texas Tornado being just the coolest nickname. And then I was like, wait a minute, Von Erich, that's even cooler. Why don't y'all just use that?
Cool. But anyway, that movie was filmed in Baton Rouge.
I know. I had no idea until post-production.
The Advocate had a great 10 best movies to come out and TV shows to come out in 2023 that were filmed in Louisiana. And, that was...
Are we having a little bit of a comeback?
The top... No. Apparently 2023 itself was awful. For television movie
wonder
production.
Why now
it was just things that were released. There's a pretty good list of stuff that finally came out that had been filmed here previously.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I knew Baton Rouge had obviously old school wrestling scenes. I'm maybe that's why they filmed it here.
Mid-South Wrestling, Hold the Mayo. Thank you. By the way, we're gonna have Hold the Mayo on at 9 a.m. just to catch up because we missed him this week. And, well, there's a lot to get to. I mean, I guess we should talk about the Saints at some point today as well. Let's stick with LSU Wisconsin for a minute, though. We talked about offensively. Obviously, it's all about us. Will Neighbors break the record? I mean, I guess there's maybe some running back intrigue and, like, whose day will it be, but not really that much. Maybe you see, like, a DJ Chester or something if you get out to a big lead. Maybe get eyes on some of these future alignment. Obviously, Lance Hurd not going to be among that number. What about defensively, Jake? Because that's really where I think the temperature of the game is going to be decided, in that if this Wisconsin offense, which is not good, comes out there and puts up points and moves the ball consistently and converts third downs, like you think it's loud now with the Madhouse stuff? If you go out there and put on a bad performance, it's going to it's just going to dominate the offseason.
I don't think there's any question about it. It's probably going to, regardless of how they perform in this bowl game. Although, I mean, it certainly could help if you went out there. And, like, one defensive note, and we talked about it, like Denver Harris, we weren't really sure because we weren't hearing anything, and some thought maybe he would be available. I don't know. He is in the portal. That came out last night. So Denver Harris in the portal. Go Deuce Chestnuts in the portal.
This did end exactly how we thought
it was going
What?
to end. But, I mean, that's not a player that you were really counting on. Like, we were surprised, like, when he wasn't in the portal, right? So you're going to have the guys that you thought were going to be there. I did see J.K. Johnson from transfer from Ohio State. I did see him post, like, him practicing. Now, I don't know if he's going to be available to play in the game, but remember, that's somebody you brought in from Ohio State. He missed all of the season because he got injured in camp. I believe it was a fracture in his leg. But so we'll see exactly who you have available. But, again, like, Mekhi Wingo's playing in this game, so you do get some bodies back. I mean, maybe – one of your best players in Mekhi Wingo. Now, what kind of form he's in shape and all those things, we don't know that. But I would just look, guys that you're going to see next year, Whit Weeks and Toviano
Too long
and
since you've got
Stamps
real eyes on Weeks.
Yeah, I mean, that's who I want to see.
Yeah,
like I want to see Greg Penn's coming back. Okay, well, we know what Greg Penn is. He'll be in there as well. But I do want to see some of the young players that we haven't had a chance to see, and allow them to use this as a springboard into the offseason. I mean, you know that. You played in bowl games.
Yeah.
You can take momentum from a bowl game. I know for me, 05 Peach Bowl, we played against Miami, and to that point in my career, I was a fullback, and then I was somebody that came in to close out a game if we were up playing running back.
Yeah.
Just, hey, we're going to run power 17 straight times and get in there and get at it. But then in that game, we had injuries, we had guys fumble, we had guys miss pass protection, and Les is like, get in there. And so I had a chance to get in there, had like 11 carries, got to run behind Andrew Whitworth, which that was fun.
Oh, that's cool.
Scored a couple touchdowns, and then from that, I got to actually compete for the starting running back job in the spring because of that one bowl game. So for me in my career, like that bowl game really propelled me to being the starting running back for 2 years at LSU. And you can have those moments, not only for yourself, but in the coach's eyes.
Yeah, and I think I agree with E. Goddard in the chat. I want to see the young corners and safeties get good playing time in the bowl. And to your point, Jake, like the practices leading up to the bowl are a nice chance for a guy like Javid Toviano or Ashton Stamps to kind of exhale. Because when you are thrust into a season for the first time in a starting role. And this is even the case if you know you're kind of going to be the starter going into the season, right? Like you win the job at camp. The regular season, your first year especially, can feel a bit like you're on a train where the lever is jammed, like full acceleration. You can't do anything. You're just trying to keep it on the tracks, right? Like you are hurtling down those tracks. There's no stopping it. Because as soon as you get done with the game on Saturday, you got stretch and stride on Sunday, you got practice on Monday, you got and then it all starts over again, right?
Yep.
And the next opponent's right there. So like when you get to this period of the season, you can finally take a breath and like, ooh, okay, I can get back in the lab, get a couple weeks to get my body right, study, work on technique. And so you can take pretty large leaps from then to now. And so I think I want to see if these guys are taking advantages. And this is a Wisconsin team that, though they run the air raid, averages 200 yards passing a game. 200.
Yeah.
you should shut them down. I want to see Sage Ryan and whatever role they have him in. So, yeah, the secondary, I hadn't thought about Weeks, but you're right. I am extremely excited to see Weeks. The secondary is probably what I'm most intrigued by. Unfortunately, I should be excited for Harold Perkins, but they just neutered him so badly this year that I'm sure he'll still come up with a couple plays because he's so undeniable that he does. But I doubt, I have no great hope left that they're going to put him in any sort of special position to succeed.
What players do we expect to see maybe that we haven't seen? I think Womack mentioned yesterday that he is going to be the starting jack linebacker in sub packages.
Oh, okay, hell yeah.
So, I mean, that certainly is something that could be exciting. And that's kind of something that we're talking about, okay? Somebody that we think is going to be a really good player, somebody that's flashed, right? Not going to be fully consistent. It's a young football player. Otherwise, he'd be out there in a struggling defense. But with 15 extra practices, and again, you know how important those are. And they're not normal practices, and I think most of our audience knows that. I mean, you get after it a little bit, right? Because you're like, okay, well, if you get injured, you know what? It's the end of the year, like T-Bob's talking about. You don't have to stretch and stride the next day because it's over. It's done. You have time to heal, recover before you get to the fourth quarter program. And so they're more physical. And with LSU's numbers, like, it's not physical for the young guys because the young guys are the guys on that side of the football. So, like a guy like Womack, a guy like Jordan Allen at the safety position, like some of the players that we've seen a little bit, like little flashes from, well, in a bowl game scenario, they'll get more run just because the coaches want to see them. So, in the regular season, let's say safety position, well, we're going to put Major Burns out there because he knows what he's doing and we feel more comfortable with a veteran player. Well, in a bowl game, it's like, hey, let's roll Jordan Allen out there and see what he can do. And that's what you do in a bowl game.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited for let's see what they can do, guys. That's what I'm looking forward to seeing some of the guys that we have not seen because this defense needs a complete overhaul. It needs a facelift in the worst way, and you need to see if these players are players you can count on in the future.
Yeah, so a lot to look forward to on Monday. For what it's worth, I think LSU smashes. They should. They really should. Like, I don't know, Jake, that you could come up with an acceptable excuse for losing this game. You know what I'm saying? Every other loss this year, it's palatable. Florida State was awesome.
Yeah.
Ended up undefeated. Ole Miss ended up being really good. Top 10. Would have made the playoffs if they would have been the last team in. If it was a 12-team playoff. Alabama's Alabama. No excuse for this one. No excuse. And I don't think they will, to be clear. Like, I think LSU's going to roll. I think they'll smash. I think it's going to be very akin to last year where it almost just feels like you're going through the motions, just having fun, dominating. The only difference is instead of Prince Chedward or instead of a giant anthropomorphic strawberry Pop-Tart or instead of a man wearing a giant bloomin' onion, it's now ReliaQuest. I don't even know what ReliaQuest is.
God, the Outback Bowl just sounds so much better.
1,000 times better. Like, it's not even close.
I think I've just been telling people the Outback Bowl.
So there's...
It's a computer security service in Tampa, Florida.
Oh, my God. Could you get more boring? Yeah. Unless they just have, like, a person in a giant, dumb, like, old, like, you're getting a Dell computer-style suit. But I doubt they're that funny, so...
Come on, Outback.
Security, I have major questions about the tier of restaurant, like Outback, like Texas Roadhouse, like Applebee's, Chili's. Like, these are places that I used to go pretty consistently when I was younger.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't even think about going to them now.
No.
Do y'all go eat at any of the places I just named,
by the
young
way,
people?
Or go there.
Chili's, Applebee's?
No.
Outback?
I got a Chili's gift card for Christmas.
Yeah.
Because
Who gave you that? Your parents? Grandparents?
My grandparents
loves you.
did. My grandparents did.
Look, Chili still hits. It's just
I'm not
going
saying
there.
any of it's bad. Like, I would smash a bloomin' onion right now.
Outback's good.
But the point is,
the one in Baton Rouge
just
is like
kind of
literally
evolve.
like in a maze to get into as well.
Yeah, it is.
It's the weirdest location of all time. But I think about those sometimes, but I never go, to your point.
It feels like everything's been more bespoke now, right? Like if I'm going to a restaurant, I want to go to like a local place. It's
I feel like Baton Rouge is really big on that too.
Maybe so.
Like everybody, like in our circle, it sounds like y'all circle as well, kind of stays local with where they go.
It's kind of like the Avatar movies. The Avatar movies have made more money than any movies ever, but I don't really know anybody who's seen Avatar 2. Or I don't know anybody who actually likes Avatar that much. Like nobody's like, hell yeah, Na'vi. Like even when I go to nerd conventions, there's maybe like one person dressed up as a Na'vi, and yet they've made billions of dollars. Who's watching? Who loves them so much?
It's not I. It is not I that loves them.
No,
I have not seen the second one.
I haven't even committed time to watching the second one. And yet it still made like $2 billion or something. In a time when movies really struggle to make money. I don't know. American Chains and Avatar. The silent majority supporting them somewhere out there.
I think it's got to be somebody like where tumbleweeds are like a real thing. Like those kind of locations.
Yeah.
Right? You know what they have? They're going to have a movie theater and they're going to have an Applebee's.
Yep, Midwest.
Yeah. I was trying not to put it on the Midwest, but yeah. Midwest.
Mainly on the Midwest is what we're talking about.
I've driven from Denver to Topeka when my in-laws lived there too many times and actually saw tumbleweeds. I'm like, these aren't only in Westerns? They actually exist?
Oh, I've never seen an actual tumbleweed. That's fun. That'd be interesting to see. All right, we've gone very long because, of course, it's off the bench. When we get back, more to be.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
KTOZblinds.com. KTOZblinds.com. That's the website for K to Z window coverings. What they do, window coverings that wow. And it's a great story, right? Brandon Barton's mom, many, many moons ago, started this business, Jay, kind of, for some of her friends, making drapes and whatnot. And so Brandon kind of grows up seeing it. And it was kind of a side thing, right? He says, you know what? We can do something. We can take it to the next level. And that's why now, for 25 years, 15 years, Brandon Barton's been in the game, making sure that you bring your rooms, your outdoor living space, your man caves, your bedrooms, your baby rooms to the next level, both functionally and aesthetically. Take advantage of those decades of experience. Have them come out for a free professional estimate and get you and your family exactly what you need. K to Z window coverings, K2Zblinds.com.
Yeah, they've certainly helped me out. I mean, the outdoor screen that we got, it's done exactly what we wanted to do outdoor. I did not think that it would help the interior of the home, but we put the shade down and it shades the entire living room. Like we no longer have sun that comes in that if we don't want to, right? We can open it up if we do. Go check them out online. Get it set up today, K2Zblinds.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
It was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you. And by you, we mean every version of you. Because there's luxury you can feel, and there's luxury that lets you feel. Infinitely you. Experience luxury like never before with Infiniti Premium Care, included with the 2023 QX80 at your local retailer.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And
Santa Jimmy has the day off on Friday. Richard Dixon will join us for Live at Lunch from Rufino's on Highland Road. We're talking LSU bowl game and the college football playoffs. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. from Rufino's on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions have an echo in so much space. And when you're out there without care, yeah, I was out of touch. But it wasn't because I didn't know.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yeah, baby, yeah. Cassie's never seen Austin Powers. Of course she has. I mean, why would she? We were just talking about how we should rewatch Austin Powers now that we're adults. I don't know that I've seen it since I was like early high school, maybe junior high. And while at the time you're like, oh, this movie's hilarious, dude. Like, I doubt I understood or could appreciate a lot of it. I might have to go back. Check it out. God, people are talking about TGI Fridays, O'Henry's.
We didn't have an O'Henry. I know what it is.
I never went to O'Henry's.
We didn't have an O'Henry's.
I think I've only been to Texas Roadhouse once, but that's where they throw the rolls or something, don't they?
No, that's Lambert's.
Okay, I don't know what that is. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about then. Except when it comes to college football. Jake, I don't think we got a prediction from you on LSU Wisconsin. Are you with me? Do you think they're going to smash?
I do. I think the Dairy Raid is spoiled this year, as we've said. I think Luke Fickell will figure it out, but
it's tough to think though. Where does Wisconsin fit in the new Big 12 in the new Big 10 with Oregon and Washington coming in so hot?
True. When Fickell took that job, he didn't know that. He didn't know that those teams were going to add themselves. Those 4 teams, 2 of which are really thriving, and one in USC that is always not that far away from thriving. I don't know because even Penn State. Like if I'm Penn State, where am I going to fall? I've been a top 10 team, but I've been 3rd in the Big 10, and there's 2 teams that are still ahead of me in Washington and Oregon that are coming over. What does that do for them? So if Penn State's having those thoughts, Wisconsin is certainly having those doubts.
Yeah, so I think LSU smashes there. Man, I'm really struggling to get my excitement level up for the Saints on Sunday. Let's do this because we need to give the Saints more time to breathe, and I've kind of buttressed this up against the clock a little bit. How about the amount of advertising? What a marketing success last night was for Pop-Tarts.
Big night. Big win.
The Pop-Tart Toaster Bowl was just a massive win. And I know that they hyped up the edible mascot, okay? And in my head, like I said, this was going to be like dropping a cow into a river full of piranhas where immediately after the game, the players would descend upon this person in an edible costume and they would be eaten away and then be left like a writhing, naked mess on the ground. Then I heard, oh, well, no, they're going to transform the mascot into edible. And I was like, oh, lame, dude. What a cop-out. But like everything in life, No idea is inherently good or bad. It's the execution that decides. And so when they made it an execution, like when they literally made the mascot switch a ritual sacrifice in which the strawberry mascot purposefully and proudly goes to his death with a sign that says, "This is all I've ever wanted," as he enters the toaster, and the announcers are telling you, "Strawberry Pop-Tart's going to die. But look how happy it is. It's his destiny." And then so when they make it into a ritual sacrifice and the crowd's chanting, "Toast that mascot, toast that mascot," it became a thing of absurd beauty. And then that Pop-Tart pops out the bottom, and the team does descend on it, and they give it this weird skin peeling effect where the red jelly remains underneath in the one eyeball. It's just a chef's kiss of absurdity. Shout out to the Pop-Tarts Bowl. They really pulled it off. And as we said, strawberry, the mascot, right? Like even though brown sugar cinnamon's our favorite, strawberry clearly the mascot. Get out of here that wild berry crap from yesterday.
Yeah, wow. Jacob Beck during the breaks, he was still trying to sell us on the wild berry.
Yeah, I know. Bro, it's purple.
No, yeah.
And green. Come on, dude. It's doing too much. Way too flashy.
Yeah, way too much. And it doesn't feel like a natural flavor. Not that any Pop-Tart's natural, but it certainly doesn't feel like a natural flavor. Strawberry was the move. Strawberry was the way to go as far as the mascot. Look, these bowl games, honestly, we were talking about the ReliaQuest. Like, that does nothing. Like, I'm never going to remember that.
No.
You know, I'm going to remember the Pop-Tart Bowl, the Duke's Mayo Bowl. Yep. I remember the Blockbuster Bowl when I was growing up.
I remember Prince Chedward from last year. I remember after rumors of an orgy causing guys to be ineligible, all the LSU football players diving into a bed with a Cheez-It mascot after scoring a touchdown. These are the things I remember.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, those bowl games growing up, like the ones, like, everybody remembers the Poland Weed Eater Independence Bowl. Like, still jokes about the Weed Whacker Bowl.
Yep.
Like, if you're going to go find a bowl sponsor, I know you'll take the best bid. But if you want to be remembered, have something a little bit unique like the Pop-Tart.
ReliaQuest for all your security computer needs. When we get back, more OTB, wrap it up hour one.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Yeah, Meal says eating the Pop-Tart mascot was literally the only reason I was watching. I mean, yeah, I think a lot of us stayed around. Like, nobody would have been watching the Kansas State trophy presentation did we not know that some sort of eating the first edible mascot was ever going to make an appearance. You want to go to centralplumbing.org, 925-8552, centralplumbing.org. The dude in the costume was awesome. I'm upset I wasn't asked, but yeah, I agree. Though if you ate that much Pop-Tart, chances are you're going to do some damage to your bathroom. Chances are you're going to have to call 925-8552, centralplumbing.org, going to take care of you. Licensed, bond insured, flat rate pricing. You already know the deal. Central Plumbing.
Yeah, go to that website today. Like T-Bob said, look, if you're eating a lot of Pop-Tarts and you need to call that number for an emergency, you certainly can do that. But also remember, it's not only in emergencies. If you're looking to upgrade, and that's at your home or business. So at your home, whatever, main bathroom, guest bathroom, and you want to do that every bathroom, well, you can do it. Certainly at your business as well, no matter how many bathrooms you have. Like, they can come in, they can take care of that. They can give it the facelift that you're kind of looking for. Go Tankless today also with the Tankless water heater. Always want to remind you about that. Give them a call. All the things that we're talking about, they can do for you. That number, 225-925-8552. Always online at centralplumbing.org.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $10,000 off MSRP on new 23 Jeep Grand Cherokee, $10,000 off new Jeep Grand Cherokee, and all new Bayou Automotive vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Would a couple that just came from a couples massage have any use for the massage seats of the Infiniti QX60? Yes, it appears they would. With driver and passenger massage seats, mute all your notifications and feel infinitely you.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Cannaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Bayou Ford is taking $15,000 off MSRP on new 23 Ford Expedition. $15,000 off new Ford Expedition. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a...
Join me for a Thursday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show presented by Rouse's. Luke Johnson on the Saints, Chris Blair on the Tigers, getting ready for LSU, Wisconsin, and the college football playoff. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Our favorite, Mark Cumbie's asking our favorite Pop-Tart flavor. I think we're both brown sugar cinnamon, though. I was just saying during the break that I'm actually craving a classic strawberry now. And I haven't eaten a Pop-Tart in a long time, but I think I'm going to have to get one at some point. And another sign that in the all-white football team against all-black football team, just how doomed the whites would be. Jake has just informed me. Is this article dropped yet, or is it in production right now?
No, I think it's on ESPN.com. Yeah, Chris Lowe, friend of the show, he wrote an article, and it was about Cody Schrader, a very talented running back from Mizzou, kind of being a little bit of a unicorn, and I didn't even know this.
This is crazy, y'all.
I did not know this. Schrader is one of only 3 white running backs in the SEC to go over the 1,000-yard mark over the past 50 years. So Cody Schrader, myself, and in 1973, Wayne Jones of Mississippi State.
50 years, dog. Like, we thought, like, that is not unlike just there being no white corners at all. Like that is actually insane. It's one of those where you thought, like, I would have never guessed that was actually the case. So
Missouri's running back coach, it might be another 50 before we see him.
Yeah, look, I'm sorry, y'all. Rashard Mendenhall was right. I mean,
hey,
was
Chris
right
McCaffrey though, okay.
That is cool though. That you are one of 3.
Didn't know that
in half a century. It just shows you how impressive what you did was. What's the opposite of impressive? Mario Cristofraud. How about it, dude? I mean, what do you make of Mario Cristobal if you're a Miami fan? Have y'all ever looked at Mario Cristobal's overall coaching record? And think about the amount of money that this man has been paid to be a head football coach. He is now, and he's 12-13 at Miami in 2 years. And granted, Miami fans are going to say, oh, well, he just brought another stellar recruiting class. Okay. Fair. Maybe he can, eventually it would feel like he would have to start getting better records with the quality of player that he's bringing in.
But he's one of their own.
Mario Cristobal, in 13 years as a major head coach, this is a sample size, y'all. This is not fluky. There's nothing fluky about this. In 13 years as a head coach, is 74-73.
Yeah.
74-73.
I mean, and so
just lost the Pinstripe Bowl to Rutgers.
Well, yeah. Last summer when I brought that, I think it was this summer last. I don't really know. Who cares? When I brought that up, a lot of people were like, oh, but he was at FIU. It's like, I understand that, but you play conference games at FIU.
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to like go against your peers, and you're supposed to win more of those games than you lose, and he didn't do that.
He got fired at FIU for going 3-9 this last season after he'd been there like 7 years. Like he's, oh, what are we talking about?
And they remember how they did Manny Diaz like at Miami to bring in Mario Cristobal, like they had their crown jewel. Like we're bringing him back home. Okay, what's that mean?
It means that Cristobal's actually, I will say this: Cristobal's a bit older, but he looks great. Is he ever driven me? I don't know. Probably not. He lives in Miami. But if you live in Baton Rouge, Metairie, Slidell, or Shreveport, go to RejuveMeMedical.com. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. Look, if you have andropause, menopause, facial aging, mood and memory problems, insomnia, whatever the case may be, Rejuvenate can help rejuvenate that youthful feeling. Treat the aging process. Maybe it's HRT, maybe it's semaglutide, maybe it's not. The point is your body's going to be the guy. Maybe it's just B vitamin shots to give you more energy during your day and during your week. Doesn't that sound nice? You can achieve it, okay? Become your best self with Rejuve Me Medical. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. Go to RejuveMeMedical.com. Set up that free consultation today.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Bayou Ford is taking $15,000 off MSRP on new 23 Ford Expedition. $15,000 off new Ford Expedition. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Hey, boat owners, check it out. It is the holiday season, which means it's time to buy yourself a gift by taking your boat to the next level with our friends at Front to Back Boat Service. Now is the perfect time to upgrade your boat and get it ready for that warmer weather, whether that's trolling motors, HD sonar, anything and everything. The Sherman family's been at it for 30 years, and Devin's going to take you through 30 more. Find him on Facebook at Front to Back Boat Service or go to fronttobackboatservice.com.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch, Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you. And by you, we mean every version of you. Because there's luxury you can feel, and there's luxury that lets you feel. Infinitely you. Experience luxury like never before with Infiniti Premium Care, included with the 2023 QX80 at your local retailer.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Good morning. It is 8 a.m. on Thursday, December 29th. In Baton Rouge, expect clear skies with a high of 54. Coming up on OTB, more LSU Bowl preview. You can follow the show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN or watch on the 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. Hour 2 of OTB live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio starts now.
Let me go.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTB, Team Up, Jake, Greg, Cassie hanging out with you today. Hope you're all having a great day. Send your prayers to the Pop-Tart gods for the sacrifice of strawberry to ensure a good harvest next year. Feels like a great way, like just that maybe 2024 will be better than 2023 after last night's ritual sacrifice and consummation. This hour, I want to start talking playoff. We talked a lot of LSU to open the show. Remember, this hour brought to you by Skull Axe Throwing. You're going to go throw some axes. Go check him out today. Just a couple miles away from Tiger Stadium, y'all. And look, if it's a date night, boys night, girls night, team building, corporate events, whatever, you want beer, you want food, you want fun, you want to go throw some axes at Skull, S-K-A-L, Axe Throwing. You go to gcaxe.com. Promo code EARLYBIRD gets you 20% off. Oh, sorry, I got distracted by chat.
You warned everybody. You said.
Yeah, no,
you told everybody from the get-go.
You know whose body I absolutely love? I forgot his last name. Cooper. Was it Cooper Beebe? Big guard from Kansas State last night. Just looking like an overstuffed piece of boudin. Looking like I used to. But I mean, I know that feeling when you're just so strong and you've achieved maximum thickness and maximum mass based on what your natural body can handle. And it's a good feeling. And my guy was flexing on him last night, pulling around, just knocking the hell out of DBs. Finishing his career with a big pancake to get the 4th and 3 first down and go ahead and close out that game. A big win for Kleiman and company.
I mean, that's actually two really good football teams.
Yeah.
So it was actually an enjoyable game, a clean game.
Clean game.
There's a couple yesterday that were not that, but.
Well, and if you're a Kansas State fan, another one of these new age, interesting bowl moments where you don't have Will Howard. All of a sudden, you've got a true freshman in Avery Johnson taking the snaps. Like, hey, how's he going to do? And he acquitted himself very well. Like, if you're a Kansas State fan, you now enter the offseason very excited about the potential of your quarterback that you just saw flash in yesterday's game.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer my Avery Johnsons to have great accents and be former San Antonio Spurs, but he did a great job as well, though.
Yeah.
Great hair.
He did have really good.
Great lettuce. Well, I mean, honestly, going back to our conversation earlier about the Big 12, who's to say Kansas State can't be the new standard of the Big 12?
Very true. Very true. I mean, this was a down year for them, and they still gave Texas all they wanted. Pushed them to the absolute brink. Now, granted, it was Malik Murphy, Texas, but still, in that game, Texas jumped out huge early, only for Kansas State to somehow fight back. But yeah, I think that's a great feeling for Kansas State fans last night to watch that win and have it come with your quarterback of the future getting it done and making big time plays in order to win that game.
Because Will Howard now, he was linked to USC for the longest time.
Is that not happening?
Well, I think now with Moss and the way he played in the bowl game.
Well, so I talked about this more on snaps in here.
Because it did quiet down a little bit over the last couple of days, even before the bowl game.
I loved the Miller Moss performance. And you now see why Malachi Nelson left, right? Because Lincoln Riley's saying, well, you're not even better than Miller Moss. But you also see why Lincoln Riley's shopping a bit in the portal. Because Moss was awesome and he had some gumption. But chew, boy, some of them balls, dude. Some of them balls were they were some floaty boys. Like, I was actually shocked at how bad Louisville's secondary defended some of those throws. Now, a ton of potential to build on. The kid loves USC, apparently. Miller Moss does. He's like obsessed. I think he's like playing for free. I can't remember where I heard that he might not even be getting NIL money. And somebody saying he's like the only quarterback in America right now that would do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Miller Moss's game was awesome. Some of those plays will get you in trouble in other spots. So we'll see. I'll be interested to see if they still end up going Will Howard.
Will Howard is one of those quarterbacks that he's like, well, I can go somewhere else or I can still declare for the NFL draft. So we don't really know exactly what he's going to do. I would assume he's going to go somewhere else. And then the name outside of USC has been Miami. And Miami also has been linked to Cam Ward from Washington State. Remember, he's still out there. And he's been the top quarterback name in the portal for a long time now.
Trying to get that money, man. Stay out there. Keep playing everybody off one another. Gulf South, did the boys talk about potentially losing the current 53, Lance Hurd? I was late, missed the first 30 minutes. We talked about it yesterday at length, but yeah, I would say now nothing is guaranteed, right? You thought, say, Dryan was gone, he ends up coming back. Nothing's guaranteed in today's day and age. Maybe you go test the market and you don't like what you get and you end up coming back, right? I don't know what the case is. I would say today that it's probably more likely than not that Lance Hurd is not on the team next year. And again, what I have heard, and we're categorizing this in the rumor department, but what I've heard is that there was basically a disagreement about compensation. That Lance Hurd wanted more than LSU is willing to dole out. And that may sound weird because, like, well, what are you talking about? He looks awesome, and it looks like he's going to be awesome, right? And I would agree with you. Like, I mean, his body alone just bowls you over when you see him. And the thing is, it's not just a body. Like, he played very well when he played. But this is the new thing that you're going to have to do in college football, Jake. You have finite resources, and you have to say, no, I can't. It's just too much. I can't agree to pay that. Not when this guy's making this guy's making this. Like, it's no different than the NFL, right? Yeah. Like, yeah, you would have loved to keep Trey Hendrickson if you were the New Orleans Saints, but you didn't because you couldn't, because you financially committed elsewhere. And you're not going to get these decisions right all the time. But yeah.
Just like you don't free agency.
Yeah, exactly. That's
what
I'm saying.
Sometimes you give a lot of money to Derek Carr. Like, it's just not always going to work out.
Okay. That felt
not always going to work out.
Like a needless, dark, mean thing to say, but yes, to your point, yeah. And so no,
we'll give a little here's a little portal update of where LSU, like, the players that they lost. LaTerrence Welch, we know that he's now Arizona State. You lose a tight end to Wisconsin. You lose Wiggins to Colorado. Armani Goodwin is UAB. Makes sense where he's from. Hasn't had a chance to get on the field consistently. Marlon Martinez, Mississippi State. Bryce Langston has not decided to go anywhere. Don't know where he's going. Trey Bradford, who we saw for the first play, then never saw him again. For like the 8th time, he is leaving LSU, going to North Texas.
Wow, Trey Bradford's leaving again.
He's leaving again. We don't know where Denver Harris or Deuce Chestnut
will always have that first play this season, Trey Bradford.
And a couple of big plays in the Fog game there at the Swamp.
Didn't he have a touchdown catch in the next game as well?
I think he had a touchdown catch and a drop in that Fog game, if I'm not mistaken. So, and you brought in Thomas from Mississippi State. You brought in Gilbert from Texas A&M, and you brought in Swan from Vanderbilt. That's where LSU sits right now.
And I like the Swan pickup a lot from a depth perspective. Why wouldn't LSU show him the money so large? Because it's too much. Like, let's play with a hypothetical here. What if the Hurd camp demands more than what Will Campbell makes? What do? You
got to give who more? Will Campbell.
I mean, like, what do? You're going to pay Hurd more than Will Campbell? That don't make no sense. And the other thing about this is the coaches, through the grapevine, can weigh in on this sort of stuff, right? Like, it's not the collective being like, no, we don't want to pay this kid. No, it's through whatever means, it is informed decisions where you're like, the coaches are essentially helping to decide, nope, that's too much, or yeah, look, I think this guy's actually worth it.
Yeah.
And a guy like Hurt is going to really push that envelope of, is he worth it? But again, if it's just too much, it's too much. And they deemed it as too much for better or worse. And you're in a really good spot from the offensive line. Now, this bums me out because he does look incredible, and he looks so good in 53. But it's just college football nowadays. And so I don't think there's any use in I don't think there's any use in getting upset about it, Jay, because also there's nobody to get upset at. Like, if somebody's going to give the Herd camp what he's asking for, okay, I'm not going to fault you for going to make that money. But I also understand why, if you're the staff and it's too much, I understand how it could be too much. So it's like, I don't, you could be mad, but what are you even mad at? You're just mad at the reality of current college football? Okay, well, you're going to be miserable because this is just going to happen more and more and more.
Let's get one of those full offensive line deals like they have at Texas. That's what LSU needs.
But even then, the stellar badass left tackle's going to want extra on top. But I mean, yeah, for those that don't know, I haven't looked at the updated deal, but certainly it was a couple of years ago where every scholarship lineman was getting at least $50K.
Yeah.
Maybe 100.
I know it was 50 for sure. It might have been 100.
It's some sort of I don't know, it's called the burn-ins collect, some sort of barbecue pun there in the name. Very appropriate for paying the big boys up front. But
also, when you have these resources, and LSU, they've got good resources. They certainly don't have the best, and we've talked about that. Like T-Bob's talking about,
it's not as dire as I thought, though.
No, it's not. But it's still, it's not. It's
definitely not the top.
There's 5 off the top of our head that we can say are better set up right now.
Absolutely.
Right? There's not 20, but there's 5.
Yes.
You do have to. Hey, we got to allot this amount here, this amount here. If you're paying 3 tackles because you've got 3 really, really good ones, maybe that's not the way they have to go. Maybe they can only do 2 tackles on the offensive side because they got to save whatever for a safety because you have to spread the wealth a little bit. So if there's only a certain amount that you're able to go out there and use, then you have to, just like in free agency, you've got to allocate that to where you think your biggest needs are.
And then again,
they've got a 5-star tackle coming in this year again, by the way.
Yeah.
So,
and it's one of those deals where, again, I don't know if this is true, but if a backup asks for more than a starter, like a hype, what do you do? What do you do? Do you pay him more? Do you try to pay both more? I mean, these are the tough questions that you have to try to figure out. Pat Fluid says Scone says we're broke as a joke. I thought that. I don't think that anymore. Like Jake said, there are certainly, I think it's a larger number than 5, but probably not more than 10.
We looked it up.
That are better. Well, we did that kind of rough estimate of the average player NIL value and using that as a metric for you would assume the more expensive players are probably making more, right? So those schools are spending more. And so, I think there's probably about 8 schools, somewhere around there. The big thing that LSU needs to work on, and
$10 million updated, $10 million. You're about the same as Oregon. Alabama's more than you. They're at $16 million. Texas was what, $20 million? Notre Dame 7.1 to kind of give you an idea.
What number is this? Where are you getting these numbers from?
0-3. They adjust their NIL value.
Like spending or NIL value on the roster? Which again, not that it matters because again, one kind of begets the other. But I'm just wondering, is this the
way you have to spread throughout?
So this is how much money they think each school has to basically spend
to be able to spread out. Yes,
interesting.
Amongst your players,
10's a bit of a higher number than I've heard from LSU, but that'd be great if true.
Texas is $21 million. Florida State 9.9, Florida 7.1, Tennessee 10.4.
Yeah.
So you're competitive without question. I mean, you're even above some places like Florida. Texas is always going to be higher than you.
Yeah.
That's the way that's going to be.
Which again is why I really came around to this LSU recruiting class. Because it looks like a great foundational class that you build upon. It seems like the type of class that in the age of NIL, LSU's going to have to stay relevant. Now, granted, maybe you want to go out there and poach some star power, 5 stars or whatever. But with that flip that happened a couple days after signing day, you now have the second most 4-stars in this class in the entire country.
You moved into the top 10, you're number 9 now.
Yeah.
So you went from, what was it, 14
Yeah.
the day before to number 9.
And so, you got to kind of get in where you fit in nowadays. And I think this class is a good representation of that. I think the thing for LSU, if you really wanted the money to go to the next level, would be grassroots community buy-in. And I'm toying with the idea of, maybe I think there could be some real interesting conversations to be had here on air with members of the LSU collective about how it actually works. Because it all feels, it all seems a lot of times very shady and haphazard, and we don't exactly know what's going on. When, in my experience from talking to people, it's actually not that at all. And I think as Louisianans, we have an inherent distrust of giving our money to leaders and what they're going to do with that, and I completely understand that. That is earned. That is not by accident. But maybe there would be more interest in grassroots if people felt like it was going to make a difference or matter. Because I think LSU's got a pretty good handle on like the big money boosters. It's getting the average. Like I bet I didn't even know this. Like there's an LSU vodka, an NIL vodka that you can buy. Just learned that the other day. Yeah, it's been out there.
One of the things that I would, just like you, I'd be fascinated to get somebody that deals with it on air, walks through the process. Maybe we can't get that. I'd also like to get a player that has been in the portal and what that process is like. What are those negotiations like? Who is negotiating your deal?
Yeah.
Right? To go get, a quarterback that started in the SEC at Vanderbilt, like have Swan on, hey, all right, when you enter the portal, what happened after that? Who contacted you? Did you contact them? Like, honestly, I'd love to get Jaden Daniels and how his played out. Remember, because we've heard from multiple sources, and I've actually heard from him, like he reached out to LSU. Like, hey, what's that conversation like when you reach out to LSU?
It is weird, though, also, because Jaden it's so funny how fast things change because he was even at a bit of a different time, right?
Yeah.
Where would he do that again this year? Knowing his character, you could definitely say likely, right? But I don't know, it's because even now, Jaden Daniels would have commanded much more money on the open market than he did at the time. All right, let's go to break. When we get back, let's start talking playoffs, boys. How about it? Little Rose Bowl, whatnot. We got a pontoon parlay we got to put together later today as well. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
We love partnering with local businesses, and that's why we're so excited heading into 2024. Partners now with Coleman Roofing and Construction. Coleman is your one-stop shop, okay? Louisiana's most reliable and respected roofing company. And why I say one-stop shop, Jake, is because not only can they handle anything residential, anything commercial, any type of roof that you have, like literally, no matter, I don't know, like slate, whatever, like all the different types of roofs, anything they do. But how about this? They also do all interior repairs. So I keep going back to this, but it's because it shocks me. Like if a tree falls in your house and destroys basically your whole house, it's not just the roof. They're going to rebuild the inside. And so it's everything, right? And they've been doing it for 40 years. The culture is young. It's vibrant. They're exploding. And they've always gotten by on word of mouth and grown through word of mouth. But now it's time to take it to the next level. And that's why I'm so excited to be partnered with Coleman Roofing. Check them out today.
There you go to the website, and it is Coleman Roofing and Construction. That's how they can do the part that T-Bob is talking about. And go check out the reviews. This is throughout the state of Louisiana, so no matter where you're listening in Louisiana, we are talking to you. Coleman Roof, ColemanRoof.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Thank you, Acadiana, for over 56 years of allowing Corvell Toyota in Opelousas to take care of you and your automotive needs. Enjoy this holiday season with family and friends. From the Corvell Toyota family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Life in Louisiana is like a run-on sentence. A poem that doesn't rhyme. Life is here, now. For life's moments, big and small, always there. the right card, the right care.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance shops, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. And I think we're rocking and rolling.
Would a couple that just came from a couples massage have any use for the massage seats of the Infiniti QX60? Yes, it appears they would. With driver and passenger massage seats, mute all your notifications and feel infinitely you.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Cannaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206.
Hannah, Jimmy has the day off on Friday. Richard Dixon will join us for Live at Lunch from Rufino's on Highland Road. We're talking LSU bowl game and the college football playoffs. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. from Rufino's on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back. Off the bench. How about it, boys, girls? Playoffs right around the corner. And I've been thinking and talking about these games quite a bit, and here's where I've landed. I am sure Washington's going to win. I am sure about this. I give Washington advantages in 3 key areas. I think Washington has the advantage at quarterback. I think Washington has the advantage at head coach. And I think Washington has the advantage in intangibles. I think... Now, I could see the debate that, yeah, maybe they have, like, some will counter by saying, well, they might have advantages there, but the advantages aren't that large. I think the gap's larger than maybe some of you do. I think Texas has the advantage just purely in overall talent, right, on a man-to-man basis. I think the sum of those 3 advantages for Washington outpaces whatever the talent advantage is from Texas. I also believe that Texas' weakness, that back end of that secondary, is very clearly lines up with Washington's greatest strength. And if Washington can run the ball, Jake, and we played this game the other day where we looked at Washington game logs in these major games, they stay committed to the run in the big games. And sometimes it smashes. Sometimes, though, it's like 35 carries at like 3.7 per. But they'll still run that thing. And it like, Aaron seems to think that Texas is going to be able to stop Washington's rushing attack with 6 in the box. I don't think so. I think the O-line's too good. And so I think they're going to have to add 7, which means you're going to get into single high, which means that secondary is going to get ripped apart. And lest we forget, These two teams played last year. They played this front seven.
The same team.
The same teams.
Basically.
The same teams played last year, and Washington won 30-3. No, I don't think that's going to happen again, that extreme. But I like Washington. Actually, I really like Washington against Texas.
It wasn't 30-3. It was 27-20. But they did play last year.
What was 30-3?
In Washington.
Oh, that was Oregon State beating. That was Oregon State beating Florida.
Beat Florida.
Yes.
But I mean, they did play, and
I think this has like a 33-30 sort of. Feel
35-31 all day.
Yeah,
it's like that's just the number I keep coming back to. 35-31, and I think Dylan Johnson is the most important player in the game, regardless of team, because of the things that you're talking about. Okay, if they give a 6-man box, Dylan Johnson of Washington can absolutely have success on the ground.
Yeah.
And then once they do, if they do go to that single high that we talked about yesterday, they run about 20% of the time. All right, well, if you do that, pick your poison, because you have those receivers, you have Michael Penix, and so how they play Washington is going to be highly intriguing to me. And if Washington gets into a track meet, will they go away from running the football? They've shown us that they won't this year, but will they? Do you panic in a big situation? Do you try to play catch up, or do you stick to what got you there? Like that, those are always the coaching decisions that we talk about. Now they can live in a track meet. Washington can live there. They'll thrive there.
Yeah.
They've won an ugly football game against Arizona State and others, but how you handle it in this kind of situation in a playoff when everything is on the line. So I think Washington wins. I've got them winning as well. You and I are in the minority when I talk to people.
I know.
ESPN Analytics, they love Texas. 68.4% chance to win this game.
I mean, I know there is, and to flip it to the other side of the ball, there's definitely concern about Washington's secondary against Xavier Worthy and A.D. Mitchell, but Washington's secondary has been kind of hard to. They've been a weird mixed bag where I mean they're not great, but they're also not awful, and they step up like in big times when you need them. But I do feel you, Jake. If I wanted to craft, okay, how does Texas win? It's of course controlling Dylan Johnson, like we just alluded to. But then it's those weapons on offense. If they can score quickly and apply pressure to Washington, making them feel like they have to play from behind, I think that's when maybe Washington could get a bit off schedule. I don't know if Quinn Ewers is kind of a big question mark to me here. We've seen him be excellent on the big stage, whether it was that first quarter against Bama last year or the game against Bama this year. But then we've also seen him disappear at times on the stage, whereas Michael Penix, even when he's not playing well, makes the plays at the end of the game to win the game. And so, which Quinn Ewers shows up? Does he kind of assert himself and say, no, T-Bob, you're way wrong on me, and I am the man, I am him? I don't know. We'll see. But I would bet on Penix over Ewers, as I said. I would bet on DeBoer over Sarkisian. And even though, look, I want to be clear. This is a much more battle-tested team and tough Texas team than any of recent memory. But I still think Washington is more so, more battle-tested and more tough.
All right, so when you start looking at Washington in the back end on defense, Jabbar Muhammad is going to be a very key player. He played really well against Oregon in the Pac-12 championship game. He is somebody that I don't think he's traveling because I think Texas has too many weapons, so you don't really have that situation where you can do it. But he's been really good. But here's the thing. He's listed at 5'10". He might be 5'8.5".
Yeah.
I mean, he is not a big guy. And he uses his speed and athletic ability a lot in the Pac-12 to be able to have an advantage where you're not going to have that advantage against Texas athletes on the edge, right? So how much does that size play into it? Can he be a guy that continues to play strong like he has in the back end of the season? Washington, I think you got one safety you feel good about. You got two that are really question marks. And so how many matchups can Texas create? And what does Muhammad do? Where does he live? Do they have him travel? Again, I don't think he will because of all the weapons, but he is your best cover corner, and that's a player to pay attention to. If you're watching Washington's defense, he's number one. He is a guy, he'll fight like hell, but he is undersized. He gets away with it because he's so athletic. But when you play at Texas, you know they're going to have athletes on the edge.
And that's program director says, Lamau, Washington has no defense. I mean, that's just obviously not true. Look at how they shut down Troy Franklin in that second game. Look at the big stops they came up with to win those Oregon games. Look at it. Recognize this. Arizona's really good, right? Oregon, a really good football team. Oregon State was a solid football team. Utah ended up beating a big spec. Washington beat the next 5 finishers in the Pac-12. Like, they played everybody in their conference with a pulse and beat them. You don't have no defense and accomplish that. So I will
beat the Mountain West champion as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Like, Boise
State
ended up being awesome.
Yeah.
And you smashed them.
Yeah, look, you did that. You went on the road and beat Arizona. You beat Oregon twice. You went on the road and beat USC. So, yeah, you went on the road to Corvallis. You beat Oregon State. I mean, no, they've got quality wins. And really at the back end of the season, like after you –
they made that run. They went through that
the defense
brutal
did.
schedule. True.
Like the defense held Oregon State to 20, Washington State to 21, Oregon to 31. You're like, 31, they held them. I mean, people were expecting Oregon to explode in that game, and Oregon had done that. So this is an opportunistic type of defense. Like, they're never going to be a leader in the country like Michigan or Penn State or Iowa, one of those Big Ten teams. But when they have to make a play, when they have to step up, that's what they've done. And can they do it once again against probably right there on par with Oregon with the best athletes they've played this year? Like, that's going to be the question. But again, going back to T-Bob's point, Washington returned 77% of their team from a year ago. Texas is kind of close. I think 72% of their team from a year ago.
They played
these two teams
everybody.
Yeah, these two teams played each other last year in the Alamo Bowl. And Washington won the game by 7, and if you watch the game, they dominated them by more than 7 points.
How about the fact that Washington's line's only given up 11 sacks all year long?
Throwing the ball as much as they have. With a quarterback that's not mobile.
Sacks. 11. Less than 1 per game. That's wild to think about. And it's one of those deals where he's got a bit of Jalen Milroe in him. Where, remember, like, Jalen Milroe was getting pressured a ton, but it didn't matter. Like, even at the beginning of the year, though, Milroe was actually taking sacks. For Penix, you pressure him, it doesn't matter. He's great under pressure. He's great against blitz. He gets a little less efficient, but he gets very explosive. Like, I think the completion percentage drops to like 58, but there's a lot of touchdowns, a lot of big plays, and a lot of big-time throws. In fact, according to PFF, 33 big-time throws for Michael Penix Jr. on the season, 13 for Quinn Ewers. The thing is, Texas sometimes tries to hide Ewers. A lot of screens, a lot of play actions, a lot of max protects. I wonder if they'll be willing to lean into him a bit more here. But so we both clearly like Washington. Clearly.
Yeah, I do. I think it's going to be a hell of a football game. And if Texas won, would not be surprised because it is going to be a 35-31 either way. But I'm going to go with Washington because it just feels like, I hate to use Team of Destiny, but doesn't it kind of feel like that? Like,
I mean, all they do is win. All they've done is win for years now.
20 straight games.
Yeah.
20 straight games. And so I'm expecting a hell of a contest. I can't wait to go down there and watch it. And, like, there's going to be a play here, a play there. It's that type of game to me. I don't think it's going to be a blowout either way. I don't think it's going to be a 2-score game either way. One of the things for Texas, because I know we've talked a lot about Washington, who's going to be the leading rusher? Like, who is going to take some pressure off Quinn Ewers and the receivers? Look, if Jonathan Brooks was available, it would obviously be him. Over 6 yards a carry. We know he's hurt. He is not available. C.J. Baxter, Jaden Blue, Keelan Robinson, these are all going to be guys that get touches. Now, Robinson is not somebody that we really knew before the Big 12 championship game.
Mm-hmm.
Then he goes, like 4 for 75.
Yeah.
He had a 57-yarder in that one, so he will get more run. I would be shocked if he doesn't. It's probably going to be more Baxter and Blue, and that's going to be something to pay attention to. I think Blue's the more talented running back. C.J. Baxter is somebody that's like 4.5 yards a carry. That's, if you're talking NFL terms, that's kind of more 3.5 yards per carry. In college, you want to get close to 5, not 4. Not really a game changer, more of a grinder, more of a 4-minute offense type guy. So can they get enough production to be able to take away, from all the other things that Washington's trying to get done defensively?
And then so coming up next on OTB, let's dive into the other side and how do you deal or predict the Nick Saban factor here. I'll explain what I mean next. More OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge. Again, y'all, you want to help out the boys, help out yourself. You need any service work done. Maybe you got in an accident, whatever the case may be, any body work. You want to go over there to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge. We're located off Airline and Goodwood. Very convenient location. Also, not just Toyotas that I'm talking to here. All makes and models, welcome. All insurance claims, welcome. And you take advantage of that great service department where they have the shuttle service. You can rent a vehicle right there on site for Miss Lisa Sessions if you need to do so. Factory parts, free professional estimates. They update you. Like the lines communication are great. They're the best. Go put it to the test today and mention OTB, Jake, Hester, whatever, T-Bob. Get $100 towards your deductible. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
Yeah, go see them today. Go to that website, and if you need to rent a Toyota because, well, we've got another holiday coming up, and maybe you've got a last-minute trip. Maybe you're headed to Tampa for the bowl game, whatever it might be. Maybe you're just staying in town. You need something for a couple of days. Per-day rental prices. You can find all of that pricing on their website, on the homepage. Go to it today, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Hurry into your local Acura dealer for the Season of Performance event going on now.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you. And by you, we mean every version of you. Because there's luxury you can feel, and there's luxury that lets you feel. Infinitely you. Experience luxury like never before with Infiniti Premium Care, included with the 2023 QX80 at your local retailer.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Cannaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Join me for a Thursday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show presented by Rouse's. Luke Johnson on the Saints, Chris Blair on the Tigers, getting ready for LSU, Wisconsin, and the college football playoff. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
God. I don't know, Cass. Just don't know. We're the only two that have seen It's a Wonderful Life. But Jake and Grant have not. So sad. So sad, and the days are just
Have you ever
hurtling
seen
by.
Trading Places?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Who's in it?
Eddie Murphy.
Who else?
Dan Aykroyd.
Who else?
Come on.
Because if you've seen it, you know.
Come on. I just got Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy right.
Because I told you how good Dan was.
John
in the movie.
Belushi.
Yep.
Damn it. Jim Belushi? You get my Belushis?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Ah, damn it. Should have known.
See, so like,
I was just trying to name 80s people.
So like the the movies that you hold dear to your heart that you want me to watch, but you don't want to watch the ones that I hold dear to my heart.
It's different because it's a Christmas movie.
So it's Trading Places.
It's different because it's a Christmas movie.
So it's Trading Places. Danny Aykroyd literally is dressed up as Santa Claus.
Well, I can watch it and decide whether or not it is. Like I said, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, fun movie, not a Christmas movie, even though it's set in Christmas. All right, let's talk Alabama, Jake. And here's where I'm at with this game. I think yesterday I said I was leaning Michigan. And then on snaps, I think I said, okay, at the end of the day, push comes to shove, I'm going to go Alabama. And here's what I'm having trouble making sense of in my brain. If we were just to take these two teams and line them up, I would take Michigan. I think Michigan's a more complete team top to bottom. I think, unfortunately, what I cannot escape and what you can't discount is the Nick Saban factor. Nick Saban in playoff or championship games in which he has 30 days to prepare is 9-0. If you bump that down, there's like been a 13-day break that he had before one and a 26-day break that he had before one, and he's 10-1. And recognize 10-1 in playoff and or championship games in which the most elite would win them 65% of the time. Nick Saban is a mathematical outlier on this stage.
So the Clemson loss is the only one that he has?
I want to say I think it was actually the Ohio State playoff loss, so maybe it was 13 or 26 days. I
guess because Clemson would have been the Natty.
So there was not the 30-day break. There wasn't a huge gap there.
Utah beat the hell out of them in the Sugar Bowl, but that wasn't a championship scenario.
No. Was that Nick Saban Utah beat?
Wasn't it?
I know they lost the Sugar Bowl. That's one of his only New Year's Six losses to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
That's one of the only ones. But the point is, it's like, yeah, Michigan may have the slight edge on paper to me. And I don't fully understand why everybody thinks Alabama's just gonna that it's just so clearly Alabama, but I think that's why. It's just, how do you go against Nick Saban on the stage? I don't think I can bring myself to get there.
So you're big into analytics, and you're kind of going away on both these games. Texas has the analytic win, and you're going Washington. And then Michigan actually has the analytic win.
No, I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I would
Bama.
choose Michigan if I would choose. And yes, I'm going, yes, I am fading both sides. Even though I think with the Washington game, there are some other, like, okay, our guy Colin Wilson that crunches his numbers, system really likes Washington.
That was heavy on Oregon against Washington?
Yes, fair, to be fair.
So the same,
system's 100%.
No, I say that because
it also had LSU losing by 3 to Ole Miss.
The system went away from Washington in that contest, but favors them in this one's interesting.
Yeah, I agree. So, but yeah, no, I'm again, although the numbers kind of like Michigan, the numbers can't appreciate the intangible of Nick Saban. I mean, how confident did Jalen Milroe feel in that interview?
Yeah, he called people out by name.
Yeah, Bill O'Brien. In case you missed it, Jalen Milroe exposed that Bill O'Brien told him that he shouldn't be a quarterback. He should change positions. And, like, I don't know if people realize this. Alabama fans already hate Bill O'Brien. So, like, if there was a way to get Alabama fans to hate Bob even more, Jalen Milroe just figured out how to unlock that.
So when I look at this matchup, it's okay. Well, Michigan, they're one of those teams that they do what they have to do within a singular game to win the game. Like, that's kind of how they're built. So, like, with J.J. McCarthy, like, they haven't asked him to do a ton because he hasn't had to do a ton for them to be victorious.
Yeah.
And we've seen him do it before. Can he turn that switch on? That's going to be a question.
I know.
Against Penn State, when you can impose your will and run the ball 30 straight times, like, how are you not going to do that? I'm going to run it. You know I'm going to run it. You can't stop it. And also, the clock is just churning while I'm doing this. And so they didn't ask JJ to do a lot in that game. Same thing against Maryland, Ohio State, against Iowa. Like, he's going to have to do something in this game. He can't turn it off.
I know.
He's going to have to be someone who makes plays in this game, because you're not going to be able to just turn it around and hand it to Blake Corum. That's not going to win you this game. So who can be the difference maker? Like,
and if you look at form, Jalen Milroe is in much better form than J.J. McCarthy is.
Yeah, he's going the complete opposite way of where J.J.'s been going, because, again, he hasn't been asked to do a ton. But who can be the player as far as who he throws it to? I don't know. Can Roman Wilson be that guy? I mean, he's been good.
The thing is, I think Roman Wilson can be that guy if they can force a one-on-one, which requires the rushing attacks to have success, which maybe requires J.J. McCarthy getting involved in the rushing attack.
I actually think
But then I think that Nick Saban knows all of this.
Right, but I think
like
Colston Loveland, the tight end, is going to be the key person.
Okay.
He is their second leading receiver. He's got 40 catches on the year, averages 14.3 yards per catch. That's huge for a tight end. That's a big number. I don't think Alabama's linebackers match up well with him.
Fair.
So do they try to match a safety up with him? Like, how does Alabama handle that? And does it mess up some of their run fits if they do that? So it's not Roman Wilson for me, because honestly, I don't think he's going to have success against this defensive backfield. It's Colston Loveland at the tight end position and how Alabama handles him. And if they do make a safety come down into the box, does it mess up their run fits enough where Blake Corum and others and Edwards can have success?
All right, we'll get to our picks next. Keep it locked right here. We got Hold the Mayo kicking off hour 3 as well. More OTB coming up.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Gordon McKernan. Get Gordon and get it done. Go check out Gordon at 822-588-8888. You get in an accident, you need somebody who's going to fight for you. Stand up to those big insurance companies. Get you what you deserve. You need to get Gordon. And the fine people over there at Gordon want to wish everybody a happy new year. May 2024 be very blessed. And let's all enter the new year arm in arm, triumphant, as we eat that Pop-Tart. Eat that mascot. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorney. I would be shocked if we don't eventually end up with some sort of advertising campaign where we eat Gordon. But, hey, guys, I got ideas. Come to me, okay? Instead of Get Gordon, eatgordon.com. That's not real. GetGordon.com is what you look for. At Get Gordon on social media.
Eatgordon.com. I don't know how I can trump that, but just go to GetGordon.com. Also, if you're in the state of Louisiana, your area code followed by 888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
His name was Cain. He had a horse along the countryside. I saw him ride. One day they found him.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
It was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
Would a couple that just came from a couples massage have any use for the massage seats of the Infiniti QX60? Yes, it appears they would. With driver and passenger massage seats, mute all your notifications and feel infinitely you.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana.
If Jimmy has the day off on Friday, Richard Dixon will join us for Live at Lunch from Rafino's on Highland Road. We're talking LSU bowl game and the college football playoffs. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. from Rafino's on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
This is how I know that I've accomplished everything I've wanted in life. One of my, I love everybody who hangs out in the chat with us every single morning. One of my favorites is Scott Dice, a man who claims to love Pogs and Cocaina. And he says, if T-Bob was a Pop-Tart, we'd all eat him. Thank you. Thank you. That's very kind. That's maybe the kindest thing anybody's ever said to me. And then Brian Burge said that'd be a hard pass for me. Well, screw you, Brian. I like you too, but that's hurtful. Why wouldn't you eat me? I'm not tasty enough. I happen to think in a cannibalistic situation that I would be probably one of the tastiest looking humans around. I have very thick legs. Got a very thick posterior.
Great calves.
I mean, my calves alone look like a turkey leg that got the Mondo Burger secret sauce injected into it.
Oh,
like if I got hungry enough, I would think about chopping off my own leg and eating it.
Well, Good Burger reference there.
Yeah,
huh?
no, I don't know how many people. I don't know how many people got that. What would T-Bob taste like?
Mezcal.
Yeah, alcohol, tobacco, and. Salt? Yeah, I'd be pretty salty. I'd definitely.
I don't know. I don't find you to be a salty person.
I eat a lot of salt.
Yeah,
I think is what I mean. I love salt.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't think I'd be overly greasy. That would certainly be disappointing. But I guess you never know until you cook yourself.
Dry, real dry.
No, please. Yes, I agree. The marbling on T-Bob would be insane. I agree.
Yeah.
We need to get that Texas A&M meat watching team to break me down. Which, never forget, Texas A&M has a dynasty when it comes to meat watching. They're like the 4 or 5 time back-to-back national champions of breaking down meat.
Oh.
Yeah, like nobody can look at a piece of meat and evaluate it better than does Texas A&M, which again, not surprising given what we know.
They should get
them.
Fred McGriff to do a promo video, the back-to-back national champion.
Back-to-back. Tom Adamski and Mondo Burger or Good Burger in the same segment.
Yep. Where else are you going to get that?
Jake is brown sugar cinnamon. I don't know why that makes sense, but it does. He does have a sweet tooth.
I do.
Jake, playoff picks. We're both on Washington hard. At the end of the day, I hate it. I think I'm going to go Alabama. I just can't get away from the same
Washington,
factor.
Michigan.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Again, I'd be there if it wasn't for Nick Saban. Hour 3 of OTB coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Do remind you, go to Pace Plus Urgent Care, PacePlusUC.com, where you will see the difference immediately when you walk in, when you see the building before you even walk in. Pace Plus is incredible. They're open up all over the city. And Jake, sounds like you maybe need a Patient Plus visit, you know?
Yes, I do.
And you are not alone in that, because everybody has stuff going on right now. And look, you got stuff you got to do. You might need a steroid shot so you can get what you got to do done. Get it done with Patient Plus.
I actually like that.
Yeah, get it did. I kind of like
Get
that
it
too. But yeah, any COVID testing, flu. So my kids just actually tested negative the other day. It's all there for you at Pace Plus Urgent Care, PacePlusUC.com.
Get it did. That's ours. You cannot take that. And by ours, T-Bob came up with it, and I'm just co-signing on it. PatientPlusUC.com is the website. Go there today. Find a location near you in the Baton Rouge area. They're all about that convenience. Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. Get in and get better.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $10,000 off MSRP on new 23 Jeep Grand Cherokee, $10,000 off new Jeep Grand Cherokee, and all new Bayou Automotive vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Life in Louisiana is a song. A symphony of sound, colors, and movement. Life is here, now. For life's moments, big and small, always there. The right card, the right care.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Cannaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night.
Good morning. It is 9 a.m. on Friday, December 29th. In Baton Rouge, you can expect clear skies with a high of 54 degrees. Coming up on OTB, Hold the Mayo, and more LSU Bowl previews. You can follow the show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN or watch on the 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. OTB OT, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Jeez. The Young Guns just told me that Reggies is closed. I assumed that Reggies was just like a zombie, like you could wound it, but you couldn't kill it, and that its gnarled, necrotic finger would always poke through the soil at the end of the day, that it could survive anything. But damn, that's wild, bro.
It's 17-year-old.
Where am I going to go this weekend, dude? Damn it.
You were going to go to Reggie's?
My New Year's Eve plans are ruined.
That's the plan.
I got rid of these kids for no reason.
Caitlin had you set up at Reggie's.
Let's go to one of our favorite people on the planet, our guy Dem Snow, a.k.a. Hold the Mayo. Had a excellent RB&R day on Monday, classy, Christmassy. Had maybe the greatest single piece of audio that I've ever heard recorded in a caller on the postgame show. We played it for you yesterday. I'm just still thinking about. Well, whoa.
How'd y'all play that one?
Musso edited it up, but
great work.
Yeah. And you know what? Like the comedy actually survives. Like it's one of those deals where the curse words are so eloquently spaced out that it doesn't become like bad. You know, it still survives. Like the comedy plays even in an FCC sort of setting. So just fantastic call. Deb, what's up, dude? How's it going, man?
Oh, man, it's going. Also wanted to point out, man, former Reggies employee right here, 2013. I could write a book about that place, dude.
Did you have anything happen to you like this? I guess statute of limitations, we can talk about this. One of my best friends, Trey Helms, I guess I didn't need to attach names to this, whatever. Too late now.
I mean, if Trey's listening, Stuttgart.
So he worked at Reggie's for like just a hot minute, but for his initiation, they basically made him get blackout drunk, and then they just dumped his body at the Watchtower. And he later woke up in a random ECA apartment. Did you have anything like that happen to you?
Absolutely not. I would never let. No, I mean, they iced me right away. I remember that like it was yesterday. They iced me, and it wasn't like a 20-ounce Smirnoff. It was a big one, So, but no, nobody threw my body into a ditch or anything like that, Wow. Them frat dudes, bro. Like they really they did stuff like that, It was crazy.
Icing. I haven't thought about icing in such a long time. That really was all the rage back in 2013, wasn't it? I guess.
But I mean, I've seen stuff happen at Reggie's, man.
What's the craziest thing you've seen?
Oh, no doubt. Just one night I was working door 4, so I got to see everything outside. And this one guy, man, was so inebriated that he got into his friend's vehicle. Somehow got the keys, got into his friend's vehicle, and literally was just, I guess, trying to drive out of that parking lot. And I saw him hit 13 cars, bro, just bouncing back and forth. Dude, it was the closest thing I've ever seen to Grand Theft Auto in real life. Like, just dashing cars, bro. And the next thing you know, the cops realize and they going after him. Dude, he just smashes into a tree.
What?
He lives. They pull him out, bro. It was.
I mean, I'm laughing because I'm assuming nobody was seriously injured. So that's, because that obviously story could end awfully and horribly. But you're telling me he Austin Power back and forth into 13 cars and then immediately smashes into a tree trying to run away.
End of service. End of service right there. And I'll never forget. I mean, dude, tons of memories. I mean, Odell used to come in there, and I used to also DJ. So I used to Odell used to come in there and request the same song every single night.
Was it Party Like a Rock Star?
No, it was Level Rock, which was like some Baton Rouge. It was like some Baton Rouge rap. Some jigging music.
Hell yeah,
that's what it was. But no, good times. But Reggie's really got a bad rap. Once I feel like we laugh. I don't know what was going on, but from what I hear, nothing good.
Avo, y'all remember that kid got that HJ on the Reggie's dance floor just out in the open? That was wild. That was a wild video. I remember that. I remember that as well. A lot of
used to see Dan Rue. Dan Rue used to come in there.
Oh,
and he would dance. And he danced so much. Yeah, he danced so much that people got tired of seeing him dancing. They were pissed.
Well, is that kind of like the? I don't know what Dan's up to now, but did his social media ever evolve beyond dancing? Which I mean, I guess it doesn't have to.
Well, I know that nobody knew who he was, but because I remember the demeanor of how people were thinking about Dan Rue, like he was the guy that was always dancing. He wasn't there to get women. He wasn't there to drink.
Yeah,
nothing like that. He was there to have a circle around him, dancing. That's what Dan Rue started like that. Dude, I leave Baton Rouge within a year. He's with Knick Knack Paddywhack. What you doing, baby?
Oh, wait. So this was before he was famous from the Knick Knack videos. Okay. Wow.
100%.
So he just really loved dancing like that.
Loved dancing, and he didn't drink. So, he was there to dance.
Hell yeah, Dan. Okay, that's a real one then. I respect that. I thought you were saying this was like after he got famous, and then he just kept showing up, and people were like, I don't know, right? Come on. Evolve.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who are we talking about here?
Do you remember the old, what is you doing, baby, meme with Knick Knack Paddywhack? And he always had the guy with the beard that comes in dancing, never said anything.
Peter, Piper, Picker.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were hot on the social media streets for a minute.
Yeah, I got you.
But, oh, wow. So you saw the origin of Dan Rue. What's Dan Rue doing now? What's Knick Knack Paddywhack doing now?
Giving a dog a bone.
I follow.
Good job.
Yeah, I follow both of them on Instagram. I mean, Knick Knack Paddywhack's like celebrity boxing. He just knocked the dude out. And then
hell yeah.
Dan Rue. Yeah, Dan Rue's big on Twitch. I mean, Dan Rue's got a pretty large following on Twitch. I've seen Dan Rue in like cameo appearances.
Like streaming games?
Yeah.
Streaming games?
Yeah. And then just talking on Twitch too, because you could do that.
Yeah,
for
sure.
Guess.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, you can host shows on Twitch for sure. Oh, that's cool, man. That's crazy. Shout out a couple BR legends.
Yeah, like when I think Reggies, I think of Dan Rue. I don't know.
I think of Jason Spadoni, but we all have our thoughts.
Oh, Dan Rue was on Wild 'N Out for a few seasons as Gulf South. Wild 'N Out is like Avatar 2, is like mid-level chain restaurants. It just exists, and a ton of people love it, but I don't know anybody who watches it. But a ton of people do.
Yeah.
I mean, it still goes on, right?
Yeah.
I see Bilbo Baggins walking from U Crescent to Thailand was the move. Dude, that walk down Alvin Dock and it's just some of the best memories of my life, man. It was never not eventful. Oh my God.
Who's the old guy that used to stand there and just waved to everybody all the time?
I
can't remember. I don't know.
Yeah, forever.
We call him like Waving Willie or something. No, I can't remember what we call him. That sounds like
that's what they called him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope Willie's okay.
Wow.
Dev, the Saints play on Sunday. Where are we at, dude? Do you care?
Man, whatever.
Do you care? I mean, like, I don't like.
Oh, I mean, I care. I mean,
the thing that made I know. The thing that makes me so mad though is I read a line in Mike Triplett's article the other day where he said it is his belief that there's, that pretty much all year it's his understanding that if the Saints go 9-8, even not making the playoffs, that they'll probably bring Dennis Allen back. And even if they go 8-9, they might bring Dennis Allen back. That's enough for people to stop buying tickets, in my mind. Like there should be. That is a betrayal of the Who Dat Nation. Dennis Allen, Derek Carr clearly don't work. They've never worked. It's not going to work. If you try to run it back, I think people should start voting with their wallets. I don't know. I think that's the height of absurdity. I think it's already done, and it should be done, and you need to move on as much as you can into a new era of Saints football.
Somebody brought up a good point in the Twitter space last night. The Super Bowl, where's it at? And actually, it's in New Orleans, right? So you figure what's probably behind all this is they don't want to do a complete rebuild, blow it up, because they want to have a shot, I guess, to maybe play in Super. I hate to even say this on the radio because just the Saints and the Super Bowl in the same sentence right now just sounds blasphemous. But just trying to run something that got a better shot of getting there next year, that could be a belief. I don't know, bro. Like,
but again, what has Dennis Allen and Derek Carr ever shown us in their career? Very large sample sizes that make us think they're capable of doing so. I mean, Jake, where did Dennis Allen rank win percentage wise?
I believe he is 14th worst all time.
14th worst all time. There were like 6 or 7 names of coaches that you mention as punchlines that had better winning percentages than did Dennis Allen.
Yeah.
It's over.
Including Josh McDaniels.
Josh McDaniels has a better head coaching win record than Dennis Allen does. What are we doing, bro? This was the easiest schedule of all time. Easiest schedule of all time, and you're going to fail with it. What are we doing, bro?
Yeah, and next year is going to be a hard schedule. And it just comes down to this, bro. Like, I've seen enough. I've seen I mean, this is the main thing. There's no identity for this team in 2 years under Dennis Allen.
Yep,
that's a big problem.
Straight up.
You got guys that were stars coming into the season that are really like no star. Like, how do you have games where Kamara has negative receiving yards? That's unacceptable. How do you have games where Lave has 20? It's so inconsistent. You don't know what's going to happen because there's no identity, and they don't want to establish one. And then all you hear after the game is Dennis Allen talking about, hey, we got to clean it up and all this stuff. And it's like, dude, there's 2 weeks left.
Just excuse making.
Why do you always sound like, there's no pressure or anything? Like, there's pressure, dude. Like,
wait, did you hear Mickey Loomis on WWL with the Cannon when Mo Man asked him about drafting a quarterback? And he acted like it was ridiculous. Like it was anathema to him. Like, get the hell out. Like, what an absurd thing. We're in the middle of a season right now. You asked me a quarterback. All Mickey had to say was, we explore all options. Like, he could have just BS'd his way through it. This just unreal extent of just defending Derek Carr and not letting him catch any whiff of criticism or doubt is mind-boggling to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, another thing is, it's like, if you Mickey Loomis, you just gave Derek Carr all that money, I wouldn't stand behind him. Because this year was not it. Dude, Bobby Abbath said it on the radio. I can only think of 2 games the whole season. I could be like, man, that was a highlight Saints game, for Derek Carr.
And after one of them, he came and he immediately started being like, well, yeah, guys, you got to keep it positive. And I tell him, so he was lording it over us. Look at this 218-yard gem that I have produced. Be thankful for what I give you.
He wants you to put on a Hallmark card and put it on your refrigerator. He wants everything to be so, positive. That's the new thing with the Saints. Like, they want all the fan base to be positive. Like, we've never booed a quarterback before, dude. Like, it's happened.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened in 15 years, but I remember booing Danny Werfel. I remember booing Kerry Collins when he was drunk behind center. So whatever.
I remember booing Danny Werfel. Yeah, no, exactly. Though. Yes, true.
Dude, I stepped in and bought me a Kerry Collins jersey when I was a kid. I was like, even then, I was like, dude, what?
Derek Carr has 6 more touchdown passes than Joe Flacco, who's played 5 games.
Oh my God, dude.
Man.
Joe Flacco. We haven't even mentioned Flacco today yet, dude. Just set an NFL record, first ever player in their first 5 games of the franchise to throw for multiple touchdowns and over 250 in every game.
Yeah.
At 39 years old.
Dude,
this dude signed on November 20th, guys. He wasn't even signed on Halloween. He signed right before Thanksgiving. And now they went from 7-5 to 11-5.
He's almost Mike Gundy years old.
Yeah, he's 39. 39.
Yeah,
Flacco,
right off the couch. Probably read the newspaper and ate a bowl of Fruit Loops and went out there and.
How about this?
I'm impressed.
He threw for 296 in the first half last night. That's his career high for a half. He's never had a half of football as good as what he did last night playing for the Cleveland Browns at 39 years old, 6 weeks removed from the couch. Yeah. None of it makes sense.
It's the third most passing yards in the first 5 games with a team in NFL history.
Flacco is what if he gets on another one of those Flacco heaters that we saw carry him to a Super Bowl back in the day? He's got the defense where it's actually possible. And now all of a sudden,
Browns-Lions.
Bro, now all of a sudden, oh, wow. The ultimate Super Bowl.
Browns-Lions.
I would be so fired up for that. That is sicko stuff there.
That is disgusting. Absolutely.
That would be a beautiful disaster.
You want to make the entire country happy. You have to be the worst person in the world not to bring a smile to your face.
Yeah, there's no bad guys. There's no bad guys there, right? It's just it's lovable losers on both sides. Also, kind of crazy the Browns. I mean, look, Deshaun Watson kind of sucks, but still, losing Watson, losing Nick Chubb, more importantly, but still ending up here, absurd. Absolutely absurd.
Yeah. No, shout out to Joe Flacco, man. It's a shame that we got to watch. And it's not a shame. It is what it is. And then we got this guy behind center, for the Saints. It's just crazy, bro. Like, we're not asking a lot, man. We're just asking a little more. That's all.
And again, sometimes we're maybe a bit unfair to Carr in that the offensive line is hot garbage, and so that makes it hard. But how have I never thought about calling him Tarek Garbage yet? Anyway, but
it's not that great.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. If you worked it in somehow correctly,
there's too many car wreck things you can say.
That's true. Anyway, but you pay $40 million to a quarterback that's supposed to be capable of overcoming or at least mitigating the damage of a bad offensive line, right? Like if he was not paid a lot and was sucking, I'd be like, well, yeah, it's kind of not on him. Like the other line sucks. But no, if you're a $40 million quarterback, I expect you to be able to make lemonade out of lemons. And he can't.
Yes.
He can't.
Yes. That's pretty much my conversation I have with people that say, oh, well, how can you blame that? You can't just blame Derek Carr. Well, I definitely can blame him now because it's not my fault. It's not my fault that he plays the most important position on the field. It's been that way, dude. That's the quarterback position, bro. Like, and if your team's 7-8 and we gotta win our last 2 games and hope that Carolina, the Panthers, beat Tampa, then you got yourself in a bad position that you shouldn't be in when you pay a guy that much that plays quarterback. He's supposed to be the leader of the team, man. We should have won 2 more games the way we weren't in the situation. Is what it is.
Hey, so what's the story behind the caller who produced the best audio ever? Is he gotten a big head? Is he demanding payments for increased appearances? How's he doing? Because he lit the world on fire. I mean, millions of views and maybe one of the best ambassador videos for what a true deep New Orleans accent sounds like.
Yes. No. Yeah. Just a happy day for Yats. I'm happy for Yats.
Yep.
This guy's been calling my show for 2 years, right?
Hell yeah.
He's had some bangers. that I thought should have did views like that, a year ago.
Yeah.
But it's just it's a testament to keep calling, man. And man, I'll probably watch that clip 1,000 times. It's just,
just stuck in my brain.
Yeah, you want to be a preacher? Then go ahead.
I've just been yelling that at people in the street. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's awesome, bro, and it's cool because, when I started the show, I wanted just regular, everyday people to get noticed. Like you see all the comments saying, where's this guy from? Is he from Boston, New York, etc.? You know why they're saying that? Because they've never seen
they don't know the accent.
A guy like that.
Yep.
They've never seen that before.
Yep.
So, hey, wow, it was awesome, man. It really was.
Yeah. And again, the flourish of apologize for cursing into the first blowjob into Merry Christmas, God bless was just a cross hook, cross uppercut finish that was just what a dismount. 10 out of 10.
Oh, I went to Christmas, and dude, my whole family was like, "Man, we can't stop watching it, man. Who is this guy?"
Hell yeah, dude. Deb Snow.
We might not know who he is, but we know exactly what he looks like.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, well, yes, yeah, 100%. Deb Snow.
Yeah, people think he's an old guy. He's not.
He's not an old guy,
not.
which is funny. I'll show. I got a picture of him that I can. It's interesting. HCMsports.com/shop. Go get your merch today. I still need that Grinch shirt. I got to go pick mine up.
I'm gonna send y'all some stuff. I'm serious. I got y'all.
Dev, thank you so much, man. You have a great day. Have a very happy New Year, and look forward to seeing you in the new year and podding it up.
Same to you. Y'all take care. Appreciate it.
Much love, brother. Dem Snow, a.k.a. Hold the Mayo, the legend man. When we get back, more OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
You need an estimate on your car? Go ahead! All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge. AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com. Hey, Ronnie! Where you going? All-Star? You should. Because the body shop's incredible. And it's all makes and models welcome.
Is that a Gym Tan Laundry situation there?
Well, no, my traditional Yat name that me and my friends have always
Ronnie?
Is Ronnie. Ronnie from the parish.
I'm mad.
There's a lot
Maybe
of
Ronnie
Ronnies.
Rants kind of ruins that
There's a
because he's definitely
lot
not
of
from the
Ronnies out
parish.
there. But you can be from the parish, or you can be from Central, or wherever. You go to All-Star.
Multiple parishes.
Yes, wherever. Whatever parish you're from. Whatever make or model you have. All-Star wants you in the body shop, and you're going to benefit. And if you mention OTB, Jake, T-Bob, whatever, you get $100 towards that deductible. Take advantage today. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com.
There you go to the website today to go ahead and get that rental taken care of for the holidays, whatever you're doing. You can go ahead and just do it. AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com, AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other steel needs you or your business need at 225-647-2020.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz vans.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Cannaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985.
Join me for a Thursday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show presented by Rouse's. Luke Johnson on the Saints, Chris Blair on the Tigers, getting ready for LSU, Wisconsin, and the college football playoff. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. Hour number 3. Roll right along. Shout out our boy, Hold the Mayo, for coming by. What have we not talked about today that we need to talk about? What bowl games do we have coming up tonight? Also, if you want a fun read, go check out Lon Phillips Sullivan's new drop on LSUodyssey.com. Garrett Nussmeier represents bold new future for the LSU offense, which has such great lines like he calls Kamori. He's talking about connecting with the tight ends, right? He says, from his tight ends, Mason Taylor, Mac Markway, or hybrid aerial imperialist Kamorian Pimpton, which hybrid aerial imperialist is the only way I'm going to think about Kamorian Pimpton from now on. And then he talks about Nuss really, wanting, embracing the stage, and he finishes the article. After all, this is a young man who's made his mark as a gunslinging Saturday night warrior who's not afraid to vibe and thrive with the ultimate pressure. On New Year's Day, he'll get his fill. Hell yeah.
Let's ride.
Let's ride. I'm hyped.
Yep.
Poor Russell Wilson. Not riding anymore.
Oh, yeah. He has crashed. Crash landed. Bowl games tonight, because I don't want to spend any time talking about the weirdo that is Russell Wilson. We've got the Gator Bowl between Clemson and Kentucky. Any Mark Stoops jokes you'd like to make here initially? That's actually like in an hour and a half.
Will Kentucky beat a team with a winning record?
They did with Louisville.
That's
last time we saw them.
That win certainly appreciated in value, hadn't it? Yeah.
You asked the question. I gave you the answer.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'm going to challenge Mark Stoops.
Okay.
Make it 2. I don't want to get crazy, okay? I don't want to ask for too much.
You're Mark Stoops.
I know I'm supposed to shut up and sit down.
All these coaches.
I know I'm supposed to shut up and sit down and take my 8 wins. But if you make it 2, my God, I'll pay you $10 million a year.
Who's the coach that you were trying to force upon me in the all season?
Probably Dennis Allen.
Probably, yes. Derek Carr. But no, it's college. Gosh, it ended up being horrible. I mean,
what are you talking about? All my calls have been perfect.
I know there's
Texas sucks.
You loved Cristobal
Steve
too.
Sarkisian sucks. No, that is not true.
Check the tape.
Absolutely check the tape. I spent an entire offseason calling him Christofraud.
You did. I'm just kidding.
Okay, I'm making sure. Making sure we're.
I'll think of who it was, but okay, but still a good game. Clemson and Kentucky there in the Gator Bowl.
I mean, Nebraska hasn't happened 2 years in a row now, and I tried with Scott Frost, which was doomed. Yeah. I still think Rule's going to make it happen.
Yeah. I do too.
But in the end, I gave him a D+ this year.
I don't think Nebraska of what we knew growing up.
Nebraska will make the playoff next year. No, not really.
Okay. The Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl.
Who do you like in that game, though? Clemson or Kentucky?
You know I'm going to go Kentucky.
Really?
Yeah, I can't help myself.
Clemson ain't lost since Tyler, though.
That's true. From Swartenberg.
Tyler.
Yeah.
Give me Clemson.
Ray Davis is playing, though, I believe. So that's big for
I thought he
Kentucky.
wasn't.
I think he is playing.
Oh, okay. Waffler.
I hope he plays.
Yeah, I know.
The Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, Oregon State, Notre Dame. That's a good one. Now, Oregon State doesn't have anybody left, but offensively.
It's not a good one with John Smith on there anymore. And
Bray is a former linebacker for Oregon State, the defensive coordinator. They got elevated to head coach, and so kind of the same situation. He's Oregon State through and through.
Okay.
So that helps. Same message, same defense.
Who the hell are the quarterbacks?
Well, you don't have any left.
That's what I'm saying. And and it's not even like a situation where Notre Dame be like, ooh, this is our quarterback of the future, because no, you went and got Riley Leonard. So your quarterback future can't play.
It's still the Tony the Tiger Bowl, and I think we all enjoy Frosted Flakes, so we can appreciate that.
Look, I guarantee you on Louisiana radio, you will not find a show that are bigger fans of Thurl Ravenscroft than these guys are.
That's fair.
I guarantee you we're the only people who did a 2023 full segment on Thurl Ravenscroft. Voice of Tony the Tiger, voice of the vacuum cleaner in Brave Little Toaster, and the singer in the Grinch cartoon.
Yeah.
Shout out Thurl.
And that's how you get named College Football Show of the Year locally.
I agree.
Hard-hitting facts like that are factual.
It's a fact.
We've also got, because, does Memphis have to play in this game? Is there a contract that says if they're bowl eligible, they're playing in the Liberty Bowl? Memphis and Iowa State. And Memphis is playing in their home stadium. 9-3 Memphis. Didn't even realize they had a nice year like that. Yeah. And Iowa State 7-5 in the Liberty Bowl.
Memphis probably has a little bit of WVU disease, where we all made up our minds that WVU was just going to suck, so nobody watched them all year long, and then you look up and they're 9-4.
Yeah, probably.
But that does nothing for me. I will not be watching that game.
Yeah, no.
No, don't even try to flex.
Now, the game that I am going to watch every single snap of, we've got 10-2 Mizzou taking on 11-1 Ohio State in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. Cannot wait for that game. That's tonight.
That's tonight? What?
Yeah, 7 o'clock.
Oh, let's go, dude.
Yeah.
What? I might drink an entire bottle of whiskey during that game.
Ooh, let's do this, because I like playing this game with Bobby on Fridays, and I don't have a show with Bobby today.
Well, yeah, technically you do. My name's Bobby.
No, that's not.
Yeah, it is. My real name's Bobby.
No, it's not.
It's not Robert. It's not T-Bob. Bobby just favorite third.
I know, and I do appreciate.
Is Bobby Carpenter actually a Bobby?
There's
no way.
no.
He's got to be Robert.
Yeah,
Carpenter,
he's definitely
for sure. 1,000%.
Yeah, as much as he is a metehead, he's got his pinky out a little bit.
Yeah.
For
sure.
sure.
Ohio State professor of finance.
Yeah, he's definitely got his pinky out. Of those 4 games I gave you, which one do you think has the lowest ticket price to get in? So Clemson, Kentucky, Oregon State, Notre Dame, Memphis in their home stadium against Iowa State, Mizzou, Ohio
It's got to be
State.
Oregon State, Notre Dame.
All right, which one do you think has the highest ticket?
The Cotton Bowl.
So you got the highest ticket right. Mizzou and Ohio State is $63, cheapest ticket to get in. Clemson, Kentucky, $39. Oregon State, Notre Dame, $37. Memphis, Iowa State, $18.
I thought maybe, I guess that makes sense. I
tried to throw you off with in their home stadium.
Well, no, but that was already going to be my logic, that I thought that it would maybe be driven up because of that. And I thought Notre Dame was maybe playing somewhere random.
They
Nobody
are
has
El Paso.
quarterbacks. What? All right. I guess I just underappreciate the breadth and width of the Notre Dame fan base. There's a reason. It makes sense though, Catholics hate contraceptives. Naturally, leads to them having larger numbers. They spread out everywhere. Makes sense.
No, I'm not Catholic, before you ask.
You're just cosplaying as one. The Father, Son, and the 6 children.
So what do you think? Which game do you think in the college football playoff semifinal would be a higher ticket? Rose Bowl, Sugar Bowl?
I got to say Rose Bowl, the brands, the granddaddy of them all. The fact that it's going to take big money to even get out there to the game means you have more money to spend. I'm going Rose Bowl.
Rose Bowl right now, and you are correct, $389.
For a
cheapest ticket to get to. Now, the Rose Bowl is a little different because of the way it's truly like an old school bowl, so there's not really a bad
seats
in the house.
And
like I've
beautiful
sat
scenery
at the Texas-Alabama National Championship game in 09-10, whatever that was. I sat kind of towards the top, and it was still a great seat in the end zone. So, like, that kind of plays into it as well. You're going to get a good seat. $171 for Texas Washington, cheapest in the Superdome. It's still pretty expensive for the Dome.
Yeah, I agree. Yes. Like let's California inflation versus like Louisiana cost of living, still a big ticket as well. I will say this: you're gonna have more fun if you go to the Dome. Like your avenue, like the Rose Bowl's awesome, but it's not like you can go anywhere after the game and go party.
Oh yeah,
you're in a neighborhood.
You're in a neighborhood in the middle of basically nowhere, Pasadena. So yeah, Sugar Bowl is going to be more exciting after the game. Already, we don't know the teams. Obviously, national championship ticket right now, cheapest to get into NRG Stadium, $1,552.
What?
Yeah,
I'm Thurl Ravenscroft. That's crazy. You got to have that Thurl bag to afford that one.
I'll be getting a credential for that one.
Nice.
Not paying $1,500.
Tom Graney says it's awful stadium, so overrated except the nostalgia. I vehemently disagree. I thought the Rose Bowl was awesome when we went for that LSU game, except for the game.
Outside of the 17 pencils I broke underneath the desk calling the game because I was so frustrated.
Sissy Blue didn't look too sissy that day.
No, they said, hey, here's counter again.
Damn you, Zach Charbonnet. Or Cabernet, as Aaron Murray used to say.
And he thought it was real? Like he thought that's how you said it?
I think he just couldn't rap. He's from Tampa. It's like got to be like the least cultured city on the planet.
Yeah.
So I think anything resembling a French pronunciation just melted his brain. And that's probably not fair to Tampa because they actually have a huge pirate population, which is pretty cool.
The Gasparilla Bowl.
That's the
put on by
Gasparilla
pirates.
Festival.
Yeah, it's
but
put on by
entire thing.
pirates.
Like I want to go Gasparilla one day and dress up as a pirate and just get like really drunk and party for a few days. And look at like things that are like they don't have the body to wear that, but they're wearing it so confidently. That's cool, dude. For sure. Live your truth. All right, when we get back, more OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, party plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com. Oh, by the way, we do shutters too.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net. Elevate brand visibility, ignite customer engagement with the power of radio and digital advertising combined. Guarantee Digital Media brings the two together as a trusted media partner in Louisiana for nearly a century. Claim your free digital audit at guaranteemedia.com.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you. And by you, we mean every version of you. Because there's luxury you can feel, and there's a luxury that lets you feel. Infinitely you. Experience luxury like never before with Infiniti Premium Care, included with the 2023 QX80 at your local retailer.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Cannaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Santa Grove. Jimmy has the day off on Friday. Richard Dixon will join us for Live at Lunch from Rufino's on Highland Road. We're talking LSU bowl game and the college football playoffs. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. from Rufino's on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Woohoo! What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. Hope you're having a great day. Minor Ag10 Baton Rouge for your AC heat and electrical needs. Ag10BR.com. Ag10BR.com. Some big news heading in the new year for Accutemp. So be on the lookout. Faux dat, man.
That news going to blow right in?
What?
That news going to blow right in the new year?
Did you say that dude's going to blow right
that
in?
News. You
Oh,
said
that
big
news. Yes. Well, okay. I was.
I know I got a cold. I know it don't sound
it's hard.
great.
It's your cold is getting aggressively colder as the show goes on. It's good. It's a good thing you don't have to work this week.
Yeah, I felt like.
You feel like you're feeling better, like you're hitting a flow?
It's a good thing I don't have to go to work like immediately all weekend long. Early calls. Oh, I think the shuttle tomorrow leaves the hotel like at 6:50 for media day.
So, oh God, gross. Media day. Media day.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound fun to me at all.
Yeah. Wireless mics, having to go like, hey, mister.
Yeah, just bug people in the scrum.
Hey, can I get you for a couple minutes?
And it's like trying to talk to like Roman Wilson. He don't really care about, but you have to act like you do. He's probably not the best example because I guess he is one of maybe the more interesting characters entering this. You gonna talk to Nick Saban?
No, they're in Pasadena. I'll be in.
Oh, I'm being dumb. Sugar. You gonna talk to Kalen DeBoer?
Yeah. We'll have him. We'll have Sark. Trying to think what players like. You know, because obviously you're gonna try to get Penix.
I get the Penix and
yours, but like what other?
Talk to one of them Washington linemen, dude.
That's true.
Come on, Show some respect.
Sure.
Some respect from the group that's going to win him the game. Here's what I was talking about with the Ag Team. Coming up in January, you need a whole home generator? How's this for a deal, Jake? $2,000 off a whole home generator. So if you've been thinking about it, now is the time, or I guess January is the time. They also give free estimates, of course. They have maintenance plans to ensure that when the power outage strike, your generator's ready to go. And there's a buy one, get one special going on in January. You buy an AC, you get a free heater. Free estimates there as well. So more on that come January from AccuTemp. Well, good luck in media days, Jake.
Just day, not plural.
Yeah, I know. Still.
So I think we have that tomorrow, and it'll be me, Cole Kubelik, and Fozzie Whitaker, who played at Texas. So Fozzie will be able to, he'll go to all the Texas guys. It'll be easy for him. I kind of stole, when LSU was in the national championship, too. That was kind of easy. So I guess I'm getting payback for that one. So we have that tomorrow. Then we're doing a 3-hour radio show from the Sugar Bowl on Sunday. And then we'll have a pregame show and then post-game interviews on the field as well, kind of the mad dash. That's really where the Hey Mister takes place, because they're trying to celebrate and you're like, hey.
Yeah. Do you ever hit Fozzie with a Waka Waka?
I should.
I'm sure he's never heard it before.
Well, he might not have. I don't know.
Waka Waka. Yeah. And then kind of sounds. I don't know. I haven't thought about Fozzie Bear in a long time. Eric Trost says, my God, Fozzie was a freaking bowling ball.
He was.
I know what Fozzie Whitaker looks like. I'm about to look him up.
Yeah. Fozzie's in great shape. He's a gym owner in Austin now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, he's jacked.
Played a long time in the NFL for the Panthers, mostly. Chargers as well.
All right, when we get back, let's do Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cole Cruz Life is here at Tilton Blue Moon Lights Cast.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch, Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
His name was King. He had a horse along the countryside. I saw him ride. One day they found him.
Would a couple that just came from a couples massage have any use for the massage seats of the Infiniti QX60? Yes, it appears they would. With driver and passenger massage seats, mute all your notifications and feel infinitely you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Cannaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile.
Join me for a Thursday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show, presented by Rouse's. Luke Johnson on the Saints, Chris Blair on the Tigers, getting you ready for LSU, Wisconsin, and the college football playoff. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Actually, a great idea from Notre Dame Twit25 on Twitter. He's tweeting Andy Stables, but he says, start the position to get these bowl mascots as available skins in the new college football video game. Like mascot games are always fun, but Pop-Tarts versus jars of mayonnaise would be the dream. I would love if I could field a team with Prince Chedward as quarterback. I want mixed mascot games in the new NCAA, right? Like, and even if you don't do it player by player, I would love to have like O-linemen made of like the Syracuse Orangemen, Chedward at quarterback. Who would my receivers be? Mike could be a pretty good tight end, maybe. Who would I do as my receivers? Does Akron have like a lightning man or something?
Kent State's.
The Flashes?
The Flashes.
Yeah.
It might be like a lightning bolt.
I don't know. Either way, really looking forward to this new NCAA video
What
game.
team did you say on the MAC?
What?
Did you say Toledo? Who'd you say? I said Kent State.
Akron? The Zips?
Oh, yeah. Toledo's the Rockets.
That's true. That's true. Big Rocket at wide receiver. Love that. Love that color scheme.
God, good MAC mascots.
Out of Toledo. Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cold Curse Light, Vizzy Hard Seltzer, and Blue Moon Lot Sky Citrus Tree. Favorite hot sandwich? Does a roast beef po' boy count? Like a fresh.
Not really.
I think the roast. Yeah, I guess.
Po' boy kind of stands alone.
Well, also, I mean, is it technically a hot? What is?
I love a good Reuben.
Is that a hot sandwich though?
I get mine hot. Pressed. You can get it pressed.
I mean, I think the serve and serve from Parkway is still like probably my favorite sandwich in the world. Ask the Bench, show's back Tuesday or Wednesday? We're back Tuesday. We'll be back on the 2nd. Ask the Bench, favorite bowl game you played in other than the national championship?
Peach Bowl.
The most fun was Orlando because you got to go to all the
that was fun.
Because you got to go to all the theme parks, but then we lost to Penn State, which sucked. We didn't get the fast pass.
We lied.
Yeah, I know. How lame is that we tried to lie and it didn't work?
Yeah, we probably screwed it up for y'all in 04. Orlando's a great bowl city. If you're not going to go to one of the big ones, Orlando's the play.
Yeah, I agree.
Disney
Universal. So much fun, yeah. And even SeaWorld. Don't sleep on the Kraken. Also, as much as I loved the crowd chanting last night, toast that mascot. Toast. Wait, do we have that video ready? Can we play that video? All right, Cass, let me know when we got it because we should play it sometime. But as much as I love that, I've never been a part of anything as cult-like or odd to like an alien as when I went to the Shamu show and everybody in unison is doing this thing where you put one arm up like doof, doof, and then you make a whale tail. Shamu, Shamu. and you're like desperately hoping to get splashed, and then you just have ecstasy in your body when it finally happens. Do we have the video? Okay, cool. Let's try. Here is the Pop-Tart man being executed on national television last night.
We'll always love you, strawberry. R.I.P. in peace. Can't wait to eat you.
Dive right in there.
There it is, the edible mascot for Kansas State University, the 2023 Pop-Tarts Bowl champions of the world!
So there's another funny bit I hadn't even considered there. Pop-Tart champions of the world? Can you be the champions of the world just because you won the Pop-Tarts Bowl?
I think so.
I mean, I guess you won the only Pop-Tarts game in the world, so therefore technically valid. Oh, hot stuff playing. The fact the announcer literally says goodbye to strawberries if he's being killed. Can't wait to eat you. Absolutely fantastic. Y'all have a great weekend. We'll see you. Very happy New Year's. More OTB coming up Tuesday on the other side. I hope you all have a wonderful New Year. Do want to remind you, if you want to do any gambling this holiday season, DraftKings Sportsbook has your back. You want to go bet on the Rose Bowl in Pasadena? Well, guess what? Right now, if you're signing up for DraftKings for the first time, use the promo code Baton Rouge. You bet $5 on college football. You get $150 in bonus bets instantly. So whether you like Nick Saban and the Tide, or maybe think Michigan pulls up the upset, whatever it is, or any college game, $5, $150 in bonus bets instantly. Remember, returning customers can always take advantage of the money lines, parlays, same game parlays, live bet games if you want to, and you get there late, whatever it is, it's all there for you. Download it today because it's more fun when you're in on the action. The crown is yours. Must be 21 or older. Physically present in Louisiana. Select pairs only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms of sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms. Licensed partner, no Golden Lake. Charles Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537. Happy New Year, y'all.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play.